All right. Hello? Hello. Oh boy. So, I figure tonight we will stream Just Cause 3 to see if that has any more interest. Because as much as I enjoyed Just Cause 2, Just Cause 3 has a lot of improvements. The mechanics are better, but I feel like Just Cause 2 has got more destructible stuff. So, let's start with this. And also, I have modded the game. I have unlimited explosives and unlimited ammo because I don't feel like screwing around with trying to grab more stuff. So, yeah, it is what it is.
The celebration of Di Ravello Week continues in the Mediterranean tourist destination of Medici. The annual festivities are held in honor of Medici's de facto head of state, General Sebastiano Di Ravello.
She's pure insanity!
It's a me, Mario.
There. Ah, explosion averted.
Di Ravello's iron grip holds firm amidst numerous reports of human rights violations. Some dissenters are allegedly sentenced to forced labor, mining the mysterious material Bavarium, while others seemingly just disappear.
No one should wield the power of Bavarium.
Yeah, except us.
You are welcome, son. You are welcome. Bonnet!
Hello. Sure. Hop in if you want, man. You would be most welcome.
I am here.
Hello.
How do?
We are surviving, and I feel like blowing
We
shit
now
up,
go
so...
live to a press conference with General Di Ravello
You know?
himself.
Yeah, sometimes that is how I do.
Yeah.
What a load of horse apples. You believe this guy, Rico?
ETA to LZ.
So we will see
Morning,
if
sunshine.
this resonates any better than
Wake
Just
up,
Cause
Rico.
2.
I mean, Just Cause 2 was pretty fun. It's just I got distracted by falling into an anime hole.
Where's the good stuff? Oh,
The
damn
Weeba
it,
tree
I know.
is
Hell,
strong
there may not be
with
any
this
good
one.
stuff.
I don't even remember what was said, but it awoke something in me.
There was lots of passionate discussion about
Kinda
tropes.
hard to keep
Yeah, which
Nothing's changed.
I'm a sucker for, so
I can't be
that
helped.
tracks.
You see,
It's all
Sebastiano Di
good.
Ravello was sitting on a ton of Bavarium. which
Hello,
makes
hello,
him
Tio, how do?
he's the best
It is the
goddamn
obliterator of toilets.
Enjoy your homecoming. And,
Ladies, lock up your porcelain.
So you're
Oh
your
my.
friend, right? Mario.
So
We go way
I
back.
modded this
Good,
game
good.
also to give
LZ's 2
to
clicks
give me
out.
infinite
Do it.
ammo. It's not infinite clips, but it is infinite ammo
Oh.
because I don't feel like fucking
What are you
around
planning
and
to do,
scrounging
son?
for ammo all the time. And I just like blowing shit up, so you know.
Oh no, Tio is stuck at work. The poor
Here we
man.
go.
Yeah, fuck restaurant.
Wish me luck.
Fuck
Retail-
retail.
Retail and restaurants, never again.
Yeah.
Never again.
So we're just gonna kind of casually ride around on top of.
I can't say I respect everyone who works retail and restaurant, because as a rule I don't respect people just because of the job they do. But I feel for them.
I agree with that. I would agree wholeheartedly with that. It does take a certain amount of patience to deal with Karens all day long.
Before my current job, I worked in retail, and I was an assistant manager. And because I worked retail at gas stations, if I was there, the actual manager wasn't there because I was the reason she got to go home and sleep. In addition, I got the manager where she is a little old lady, absolute lovely manager, one of the best managers I've ever had, but she takes sleeping pills to go to sleep. So once she takes those pills, she's out, and now the store is my problem.
Yes. There's no calling for backup.
I have gotten to hit someone with the, I want to speak to your manager. I am the manager. I always made... One of the nice things is that as an assistant manager, twice a year I could order 2 shirts, and I had a larger range of shirts. So I stopped wearing the polos the second I got that. I ordered full button-downs. Because polos are a sin.
I mean...
Straight up, once I got out of retail, I burned all of my polos. Like, literally took them out back and burned them.
That's
Never again!
Pretty strong, but okay. So, I'm assuming in Ox tradition, I should use the RPG as a standard gun, right?
What you need to do is grapple someone to you and then point-blank RPG them.
That tends to not go very well.
Does it insta-kill you or just leave you at low health?
No, it insta-kills you.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yes.
You may hear squeaking in the back room. The boy has gotten a hold of a toy and is
Oh, so
happily
good
enjoying
boy.
it. Yes. Do a rocket jump from Dio.
Rocket jump does not work in this game.
He does not need a rocket jump. He's got the magical grapple hook.
It's pure insanity! I saw you coming in on the plane, and you were like...
So is this guy like Hispanic cousin Roman?
These are legally distinct Italian Spaniards.
I'm glad you're back.
Kind of.
It's good to see you too, Mario.
Oh, there's a Storm Song. How do, Storm Song?
I'm okay. Just a bit tired.
A wild storm song appears.
Yes.
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
It's Monday.
This is indeed a Monday. Mondays aren't usually that bad for me. Wednesdays are my days that are awful. Mondays, it's like I've had the chance to rest from the weekend, so yeah, while I gotta get up, I'm still relatively in a good mood from the weekend. Wednesdays are the day I have to go actually into the office, which means I have to wake up half an hour early to get to work on time, and then drive past a bunch of schools before the sun is even up.
Ah.
Oh yeah, and Tio's right. So does this take place in the Mediterranean?
Yeah, it's like some fake, like, I don't know, it's probably like Corsica. It's like Italian/Spanish kind of ish.
Well, with a name like Medici, yeah.
Well, the names are like, it's like a pretty interesting hybrid between what you would probably imagine Italian and Spanish cultures like.
Yeah, I mean the Mediterranean would track with that, especially Western Mediterranean, because that's basically maybe a little bit of French.
Okay.
Tank.
Yes.
And this is Just Cause 2?
Just Cause 3.
Ah, case.
I figured we would give this a shot and see if folks maybe like this one a little better. Who knows? The mechanics are a bit better. But
Yeah.
I think that there's a slightly less shit to do.
I'll be honest though, from what I can see, this game has a brighter color palette, which I am appreciating so far.
Let's drab. Not suffering from the late mid 2000s piss filter.
Yes.
Everything in real life is brown, like bruh, go outside and touch some grass, please. And then use that color palette.
Well, depends on where you live, because the grass in my state is in fact brown, but that's because...
Real quick, T.O. has to go back to work. Have a beautiful time, T.O. I hope you deal with minimal shenanigans.
Yes.
Have a good one, brah.
Rico, can you go? You have to go.
Continue, sorry.
I'll meet you up there.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably a bad suggestion on my part, as the grass in my state is brown, so...
There's still patches of brown, but it's getting that nice, vibrant, fresh green. Spring green.
Yeah, well, we get more of a desert green, but I'm up in the arid kind of parts of the Rockies.
Yeah. The Rockies, I feel, are a little too much mountain. I like the applications. There, I feel about the right level of mountain.
Yeah.
It's still very much mountain, but it's not like the you best hope it don't snow, because otherwise you ain't leaving shenanigans that the Rockies are. At least not to that level.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody likes me. I like it.
I too am an enjoyer of the burnt. Did that guy just run into his own friendo's car?
Yes.
Or is that just some random civvy who freaked out and
No,
decided...
that was sorry, I broke all your toys. And yes, they don't have the best aim. Yeah.
I mean, it's really kind of hard to aim through the Gatling gun firing at you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that is a thing.
You know, I mean, I did it.
It becomes less a matter of precision and more a eat bullets in the direction of the pain.
It's a body fit.
You see that bright flashing?
Wow, I look amazing.
Point gun at that in general
Yes.
direction. Hope you hit.
Ali Umar al-Mas.
Radius not shattered. Scaffold intact. Let's grab a
Dima's kind of the crazy.
Ancient. Time for upgrade.
She's the Q to your James Bond.
She's kind of the crazy, absent-minded scientist.
I must invest.
Yeah.
I can't really tell proper because of a little bit of blurring in the cutscene. Is she like a grandma lady, or is it just weird coloring right now?
No, she's a little older, and she's got a lot of like scar tissue, like burn scar tissue.
I'm a sucker for Nana is not afraid to blow things to hell.
She's a little. She's somewhere in the spectrum. Let's say.
Yeah. That was probably my I only play 2 Fallout characters. One is the stealthy pistol guy. The other is Nana, who runs around with a barbed wired rolling pin and has max strength.
Yes.
Okay.
Super mutants do not know what to do with a little old lady running at them with a...
As long as it's like a hyper buffed rolling pin.
Yeah, obviously.
This is a dangerous undertaking. Rebellion in Medici. Follow me. For something entirely.
Specifically, obviously, I do that in Fallout 4, where you can do that. That's a weapon. You can modify it. It's terrifying.
It's an improved model, we can begin.
Well, and you
field
can
tests
also
immediately.
mod
You
in
still have your
like
parachute.
everything
Good.
that you ever
I'm glad we were
wanted.
able to reduce the catastrophic
Yeah.
failure.
Okay, I need a giant two-handed rolling pin.
Safety mark.
Yep.
Not like
Literally just like a log
Remember
with a small
Guatemala?
stick
I
pointing
am
out
not
of
cut out
either
for
end.
field work, but you rescued me. After Guatemala, I was assigned to
I have
study
never
Bavarian.
seen one of those in
Bavarian
mod, but it wouldn't
exists
surprise me
only
if
in
somebody
Medici.
made one.
Curious. In addition to its magnetic properties, Bavarium can be refined into a powerful explosive, or almost
Man, I am
limitless fuel
tired.
source in the wrong hands. Oh, Rico, Bavarium
And
is
we have
in
been
the
We have
wrong
joined by
acquired a
hands.
big mic.
Change
Just
that.
cause 4?
I know I can count on
Just
Mario.
cause 3. Is there a 4 yet?
How about you?
Just sworn there was a 4th
Yes.
Yeah, there is a 4.
Made a lot of mistakes, Rico.
Forgiveness begins with action, Dima.
Yes.
Hmm.
And which one's the one who goes back to his homeland? 3 or 4?
3.
Ah.
No more
So
excuses.
this one.
I will help. I will meet you at the outpost, Guardia Alpha. You can help me test some new equipment.
Oh, good. I was worried this game was going to get too serious. I see that it's still beloved B-movie schlock.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
This brings us
Like I was
joy.
talking about earlier, this one seems like it has a brighter color palette than 2 did.
Yes.
At least from what little I saw of 2 last week.
Someone that played 2 quite a bit but never finished it. 2 fell into the trap of most games of that era, which was the ugly Battlefield brown palette.
We literally were just
Literally
talking about
we're
that before
talking
you
about
caught on. The piss filter.
Yeah. How old is this game again?
4 came out in 2018, so older than that. One sec, let me Google.
2013 to 2015, somewhere in there.
Safety first.
Just Cause 3, 2015.
Yes, move. All right.
Yeah, it's reminding me a bit of Far Cry 4 and making me want to just go and play that
You
again.
are not afraid of flying, are you?
Nothing against this, it's
No,
just Far Cry 4 is my
acrophobic
jam.
Preposterous. Oh,
Indeed.
these are rebels.
Salute.
What did you do to me?
This is a march of technology. Your
Oh, the
grappler
game's
has
not even that
compacted
big
it.
either. It's only about
There is less
54
chance for
gigs.
violent limb detachment. You
Yeah.
can now tether two items.
I may put this on my work laptop.
Your friend Mario suggested we call it Hachinothree.
Which one was Far Cry? Far Cry 4 was the
Tibet. Well, Kirat.
Tibet, the
Legally
discount
distinct.
Tibetan.
legally distinct Tibet.
Take out that
Kirat
Legally
and
distinct Himalaya country.
yeah, and the bad guy in that one was Pagan Min, who's probably my favorite at this point.
Yeah, and Far Cry 4 is on the time the devs just got really fucking preachy
I know
and
you guys have had
started their
problems.
message of, you know what? Actually playing the thing and doing the thing is the wrong decision and makes you the bad
This
person.
device will let me tear the outpost apart.
The way I interpreted 4 was simply that the rebels weren't any better than the dictator, and
I
you had
apologize,
to
I mean-
depose them too.
Oh, yeah, 4 did it well, but then they do the same thing in, you know, Far Cry 5.
5
Six-
is the redneck
Montana.
cult one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Montana.
because in case of, oh yeah, you should have just let it go and the National Guard would have come in, but also now, because of everything that happens, you're effectively making the wrong choice by playing the game. Okay, we get it. Except, you know, your whole illusion of choice thing you're trying to push or other things you're trying to push make no sense. I paid $60 for a piece of entertainment meant to last me several days. I'm here to experience entertainment, not be berated for it.
I'd make an argument if you're playing Far Cry for the story, not the characters, the story, you're doing it wrong.
I would also agree with that.
Please, note new coordinates.
Yeah, I just...
I get it though. There has come a
Yep.
point where once in a while, in the attempt to be more artsy, certain games have really like lost the fun aspect.
I've noticed that
It's also with that want to subvert the expectations and all that.
it's the typical thing of, I'll be honest, a lot of French art pissing on the common man. That's what it feels like. It feels
I
like
mean,
it
some of
berates
that.
me for being someone that enjoys video games.
Oh, it's more they're trying to recapture that magic of, like, the plot twist. Everything's gotta have a twist. Which is... No.
the problem with
Sometimes the story can be predictable as long as you implement that well. That's the important part.
If everything has a twist, it's not a twist.
You now
It's a
have
case of
basic-
you know what's going to happen at that point,
Handy
and
for
just it
life.
becomes predictable.
I wish there was just a little label you could put on these games called Heart of Darkness, and if it says Heart of Darkness, then you know what you're in for, and if it doesn't, then you know what you're not in for.
I mean, even Deus Ex Machina can be used well. My favorite example of this being Promare, where there is a Deus Ex Machina that is a giant mech, literally named the Deus Ex Machina.
Mm-hmm.
That the
And then
main
you've got-
character proceeds to rename after himself. It's glorious.
And then we've got Just Cause, where it's just a case of, what's Rico doing? He's here to stop a dictator. Woohoo waha Rico time.
Which I do appreciate.
Modus
Yes.
operandi.
I realize.
Well, where will Rico go next?
It's not the same character energy, but it's the same situation. If anyone here's a fan of Devil May Cry, it's got that woohoo waha energy to it.
Yeah.
Where's our charismatic, funny protagonist man going to go next and kick the ass? Find out next week.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, it's kind of like how... Oh,
Ready for the
you first, Rep.
convoy.
Sometimes it's not about like changing your interesting characters. It's about throwing new problems at them and seeing how they react.
Yeah.
And I feel like Devil May Cry 5 nailed that.
Oh yeah, I need to finish DMC5, but I just fell off of it at one point because
The Ravello's military won't know
I
what
fucking
he
hate playing as V, and I needed to keep playing as V in order to get all the things I needed to play Dante. Like, I'm not going into Dante with no DT meter.
Wait, I am tracking incoming helicopters.
Yeah. I think my favorite games are the ones that just kind of allow me to have the jaded old soldier still does the right thing and helps everyone in the end routine.
Yeah.
I do love me some, you know, Rambo and or Wolverine and or.
Is that an MLRS or just anti-air rockets?
No, that's a SAM system.
Okay, SAM system. You get to use the SAM system,
I mean,
like directly.
I mean, I'm hacking it. That never gets old. See, I
have unlimited
That should do
RPG.
it.
I do.
I've made myself some new
RPG.
friends.
In this case, you know, your whole hacking thing is probably the case of, oh yeah, I have the access codes to actually use this damn thing, and now I'm changing the fucking IFF now that I have the fucking USB plugged in. It's probably what it is.
Yes, but I want to fire missiles at things.
Well, I assume he was laughing at the whole thing. Oh yes, look, I've sit here and pushed 3 buttons and it's hack now. I can actually see in this case the lady you're working with is probably a case of, oh yeah, password entered, IFF, this and that.
Password
all I was getting.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
More common than you'd think.
I wish it wasn't, but he's right.
Unironically, by default, for the company I work for, your password is your birth year.
Come in. Rico, hello. It's me.
Granted-
Go ahead.
Granted, mind you, it's not a security risk, it's the password you use solely to clock in at work for your phone, but yeah.
Come over. Over.
How did you get a comlink, Mario?
But no, all I want is MLRS systems. Everyone is like, oh, what's your favorite tank? I'm like, sitting here like, I like the Calliope, which is a World War II modification to the M4 Sherman.
Over.
And all it
Yeah.
is it's an MLRS rack, 60 tubes, strapped to the top of it.
Don't be late. Over.
Well, I gotta say this then. Are you a fan of Transformers Rail?
I used to have Transformers toys when I was a kid, but I haven't stayed in connection with it for a long time.
I was gonna say, let me guess, when Transformers Energon came out, Demolisher is your favorite then, wasn't it?
I never watched Energon. I only really watched Armada.
Or I meant Armada, my bad, blah. Fuck.
I'm trying to remember.
He was
really
the
liked
he was the
the
missile
train.
system tank.
I never got to see the missile system tank.
Grandmatre
I don't remember him.
doesn't like the car.
I had a Jetfire that I really enjoyed.
I was waiting for you.
Should we be shutting up during the cutscenes? I apologize.
I don't blame you.
No, it's alright. I mean, it's
Mario,
not a lot of...
I didn't have a choice.
These ones aren't
You know, I
particularly
never
funny.
really
This
thought
is mostly just background on
There's a difference between you
Boom.
look
Rico and It's a me, Mario.
I never finished Just Cause 2. I actively got to like the ninjas, but just I always burnt out on the game before I could finish it. But fuck, I think I'm gonna buy the game honestly.
Important
It's only $20
question.
bucks.
Why is Mario not wearing the sombrero?
There is no sombrero in game, unfortunately.
Obtain mods that add sombrero to Mario.
If there was, I would do it.
Are there crabs?
No.
Sad.
Negative.
Grandmatre, give us 1 minute. We will be inside, please.
Mario.
I'm also looking up the House of Medici right now because
Okay, that's fucking great. Dude yells at his mother like, "Oh, dude, what the hell? You know, respect your mom." No, she's half deaf.
Without his bases,
Yes.
yep.
we gather support, build our forces.
So, my curiosity is how well known is Rico at this point that some idiot was still willing to try and take over the country that he's from? Like, you really think this man, who's known for toppling dictators, is not gonna come back and kick you in the teeth?
This man who fought not Kim Jong-un's ninjas and surfed his missile and has video proof of it.
Yeah, I think the main bad guy in this is kind of like the
We've got your back. And whatever
god
you destroy,
complex dictator, like fuck you all.
Not to mention, most dictators understand that, oh hey, everyone's just a human being, all it takes is one bullet. But he fails to realize he's in a video game where Rico can take several.
Yes, but I mean, even in real life, there are people who do some wacky, crazy stuff. You should never be that believing that no one can come and try to and just put a bullet in you.
True.
Yes, Tiger, he is the big boom expert, especially because Whacker's running around with nothing but RPG.
And unlimited ammo.
Sweet kitty.
Hello, Rico. Welcome back to Medici. This is Alessia.
She
the
purrs,
voice
so
of
we get on the
Radio
mic.
del Revolucion. Mario told me that you're looking to liberate the town of Manaia and destroy the Vis Electra plant.
Oh, I was gonna ask, can you blow up the
I
lighthouse?
cannot wait to see you in
No.
action. I'll call you
Oh,
again when you get
how are you
closer.
supposed to disrupt the dictator's shipping if you don't blow up the lighthouse?
Well, you know.
Reasons.
Question:
reasons.
Could anyone hear the cat purring on the mic before she bit it?
No.
Negative.
Shame.
That is, of course, always the real problem with taking down any sort of dictatorship, is the only real way to properly hurt them is to hit them in the logistics. The problem is if you do that, it makes it real hard to recover after you finally take him down, because now you don't have the ability to pick up those logistics and run off with them.
Yeah, that's the problem with asymmetrical warfare. There has to be a point where you choose to do less damage to maintain future stability. Otherwise, you're fucked.
Welcome to Manaia. I grew up here, so I'm only too happy to give you a tour of how the Revellos ruined this beautiful city.
Sadly, I find myself fading because I got up way early this morning to help a friend move, and then just finished a recording session.
Well, you're a good friend for helping your buddy move, so good on you for that.
Yeah.
So why the infinite ammo? Is it just a tutorial thing or what?
No,
I don't want to fuck around with having to constantly fuck around with
cheat.
I just want to blow shit up.
Dispatch. Target is still at large. Find
which
him.
is an appropriate want.
Indeed.
As someone that cheated way too much with cheat codes as a child, I just fucking can't enjoy games if I do shit like this anymore, because it always ends up running away and I just fucking cheat the fucking game.
It depends on the game. For something like this, unlimited ammo on the RPG, I'm not playing. I wouldn't be playing Just Cause to be like, I'm gonna complete this game. I want to experience it. Like, I'm here to blow shit up.
That's the
Unlimited
point about
RPG.
this game.
Limited ammo, other things to make me get creative and use all my tools is part of the fun for me. To me, blowing up the city in a certain way is a puzzle, but then again, I'm more of a passion for demolitions anyway. I'm not gonna talk about why I didn't join the army because I'm a sapper. I'm not gonna talk about that.
Actually, considering how accurate he was with his shots, it was almost a good idea to charge the guy with the RPG.
Yes.
Actually, thinking about it more, if you can get within range, he's not going to RPG you anymore. Because, you know...
But at the same time, though, if it's a case of, oh hey, the guy with the submachine gun's about to come around and fucking blast me, guess we're both dying today, because I ain't no way to choose a valid option.
Also, the argument that dying to Rico's RPG is probably faster than what the dictator will do to you if he finds out you ran away.
Probably.
Be advised, tanks dispatched to point of contact.
Remember, kids, it's very important when living in a dictatorship to not do something that causes you to be made an example of.
Correct.
Because even if it's a positive example, like, oh yes, look at such and such as I put him up on a pedestal, the moment you slip in the future, you become a different kind of example.
The trick is to not draw attention to yourself.
The trick is to coast by on a steady wave of sustainable mediocrity.
That's it.
So basically what I did throughout all of high school.
You sons of bitches. Sorry, what?
Sending additional reinforcements to your location.
What happened?
You got hammered.
Copy that. Reinforcements inbound.
I'm Petey the Pistol. If you squeeze me, I make bad people go away.
Genie.
Head down to the docks at Manea. Have I got a proposition for you, amigo? Over.
Oh, proposition. I thought you said composition. I'm like, is Mario a musician?
No, not.
Look, man, give me a car battery, some jumper cables, and a guitar, and he'll be one by the end of the day.
God, it sends you on all these fucking side quests to start out with.
Rico, you made it.
Yeah.
I'm here.
I'm assuming you have to do them to unlock the...
Yeah, there's a lot of functionality that's hidden behind these quests.
Oh hey, here's tutorial, mandatory.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
Head to these
Tutorial, comma, mandatory.
Still better than GTA, and it's what, 5-hour-long intro sequences effectively for the bullshit you have to do before you're finally off the leash?
I don't know.
Skippable.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually played a GTA game, like, from the beginning to the end. I never actually owned any of the GTA games myself, so it was always playing the friends' GTA game, where they had unlocked everything and we were just screwing around.
The first GTA game I ever owned was 5, and I played just enough. Actually, no, my first thing is I jumped into online immediately, actually, because I wanted to play with my friends.
That sounds like it was a mistake.
Not really, because I had played Red Dead before, so I got the gist of how a Rockstar game works.
Also, I officially like Mario just for the comment, "You're the one with the amazing grappling hook, you'll figure it out." Mario knows exactly what kind of game he's in.
Yes. You're the one with the magic inertia canceling grappling hook, you'll be fine.
Wait, you want me to bring this?
It's a him, Mario.
It's a me, Mario. Alright, let's get the...
No one will miss it. Your map can help you find my garages. Go ahead.
Steal the scooter. Important question. Can you get, like, unlimited, like, boost or something and make the scooter fly?
Not unlimited, but if you complete the challenges, you will get power-ups. I am not terrible at them.
Can you grapple hook from the scooter without leaving the scooter?
No. Grappling with the scooter means leaving the scooter.
Also, I remember one of my favorite moments in Just Cause 2 was actually in one of the tutorial missions where you have to ride on top of the car to escort it, and you can just jump off and fight other cars, then jump back. I fucking love doing that.
We did that in the tutorial. That's the tutorial mission.
Yeah, I watched him do that.
And it benefits you
last
and the
time
revolution
on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, god damn it.
That was
That didn't
entirely
benefit-
avoidable.
That didn't benefit the rebellion.
Don't be slow. Rico, I take the bike, I break it apart, the guys use it to make more bikes, everyone gets bikes, everyone wins, except the Dracona. She won't be happy, but that's the point.
She won't be happy, but that's the point. Ooh.
Wait, is the dictator lady named Dracona? Is it,
No, I think that's the person we stole the scooter from.
No, the scooter belonged to this girl that made fun of Mario in grade school.
And if you bring down the Ravello races, my boys can learn about the vehicles kept there and bring them to you. But don't bring any of them.
got it,
stuff
you're
to
bringing
my
vehicles
garages.
that they can bootleg.
Why not?
Yes.
It throws too much heat, Rico. I've got to keep a low profile to provide the services
See,
I
how
provide.
fast is 100 kilometers per hour? Isn't that 60 basically?
Yeah, well, actually, I'll slap it in real
Lore
quick.
mess.
Pulling up the thing. You said 90?
61.
That's about 55.
Oh, well, he's going 99 for a second. Yeah, like 90.
Yeah, 99 would be 61.
So that's fucking one hell of a moped.
Park the bike right on the blue painted area.
Alright guys, I'm gonna hop off, but it was good to talk to y'all. I'm gonna go crash for a little bit.
We have
Go
beautiful
take a nap,
time, Storm
man.
Song. Get some rest.
Yep.
Will do.
See you, man.
Y'all has good ones.
Rico, I told you, I'm the
I will also admit, you've convinced me to buy the game, and I'm in the process of doing that right now.
So, I don't like this scooter, so let's do that.
Mission failed.
No, we won. It just...
I'm sad that it didn't go across faster.
That's upgrades you can get that yank much more harder, faster.
delivery guys where to drop your equipment. Just pick
Better.
what you want using my new Rebel Drop app.
Oh god. Didn't Daft Punk break up?
Oh,
No, one of them
years
chose
ago.
to retire a few years back. He thought about it for several years, and they made a video of his retirement, which was the two of them looking at each other with a long, knowing look, him taking off the jacket, turning around to reveal a panel, and him walking off into the desert after some levers are switched, and he self-destructs.
Hmm.
Signifying that he's done with music and this is his official retirement for good.
I mean, to be fair, given how much their work is sampled and everything, and pretty much unforgettable, I don't really think... dude's probably got an... what's the term for it? FU money, as the creator of Minecraft termed it.
Yes.
And you've got so much money that you no longer have to care about anything anyone else does.
And voila!
Not bad, Mario.
Unfortunately, that also has a tendency to cause people to lose touch.
Yes.
So get cracking.
I think part of the thing that helped them never lose touch is they did their damnedest to avoid using their real names. It's like, oh yeah, no, my character is the popular thing. My character in the music.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to live in the fame anymore, so you can just live that quiet life. I mean, I know if, like, say for instance, I won the lottery, I'd disappear overnight. You guys would probably never know because, you know, everything's online. But, like, everybody who knows me in person, I just be gone. Me and Kiwi Joe would just poof, gone.
That's legit.
Yep.
Towns, outposts, and bases. The only thing remaining
My mother would, depending on how much I won, my mother might receive a card that just gives her a monthly allowance to make sure that she doesn't have to worry about bills. And then and it would be based off of investments, so everything would get invested, and then just who the dividends go to depends on A, how much money I got, and B, who I think needs it / deserves it.
Well, there you go.
If I won the lottery, my parents ain't getting shit.
Well. Alright, so here's the thing. I can do these wingsuit courses, but not with the controller. So I'm doing this with mouse and keyboard.
Okay, I'm surprised you weren't always playing with mouse and keyboard. The superior control method.
You're here.
Oh! Nope.
Perfect.
Right.
Plan.
I drive vehicles. I drive cars and aircraft with the controller, but for wingsuiting and parachuting and all that stuff, I use keyboard and mouse.
Also, Aiden says we need more yeet. We are trying to work up to that.
We're
you have to get
working
upgrades.
up to the yeet.
Like I fully admit, if I win the lottery, I'm going to fill a briefcase full of money. I'm going to bother Tex until he is willing to just get into a video call, and I'm just going to show him the briefcase of money and tell him that this is the BPL movie fund. Where am I sending it?
See, I don't know if he'd accept that.
I don't know if he would.
I think they said before they came into some random fuck off money, they use it to make the movie, and I'm pretty sure they've talked about if someone in the Oxford Legion won the lottery and is like, oh hey, fund movie,
no.
I'm pretty sure they would.
No, I'd want to send that anonymously so he doesn't feel like obligated to follow anyone's dream. Like he doesn't have to worry about that. Just here's an anonymous $1 million.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Depending on how much I have, there's a possibility I would just start once we get subscribers set up. Just like you get an automatic subscription, you get an automatic subscription. Everybody gets an automatic subscription.
We already have that. It's called Night Owl.
Yeah,
that's the BPL stuff, not us. I do it for the Ox.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Is that lavender?
I
don't know. Go down there. Just check out the flowers. This is important. Check out the flowers.
Doesn't look like lavender. Oh no, it is lavender.
That's
okay,
totally lavender. Actually, wait 1 sec, honey. That's lavender, right? Yes, that is indeed lavender.
Yay.
Or a relative of lavender.
Okay, so what we do is we just kind of parachute on up here, get some altitude.
Oh, the smokestacks have grades. Disappointing.
Well, you know, can't really.
How terrifying would this be from the perspective of like the guy, boots on the ground guy? He's flying above us with a parachute and a grapple hook, and he has, I guess, unlimited RPGs because he hasn't stopped yet.
I more he's like, yeah, no, I don't care who the dictator is. This man is clearly sent by God. I'm done.
Yes. I want out.
Because one of two things is happening. Again, either A, divine intervention, or B, the rebel scientists have figured out how to violate the laws of thermodynamics and now have super technology, so their side should be in charge now.
The fact that there's not just like a sniper, you're not wearing a helmet, just pap right in the noggin.
That does happen occasionally, except that Rico has a fairly bullet-resistant
skull.
Look, you look at his hair and consider the fact that with everything he does, his hair stays that spiky. The man's got enough hair gel. It's no longer. Yeah, he's got enough gel in there that it acts like liquid body armor at this point.
Yes, truly, the body armor of the body armor of the future looks stylish and be able to tank an RPG to the skull.
That did it. The turbine's vulnerable now.
It's this thing called concussive force. None of that here.
Percussive.
There are a few habits that I like to maintain in my time in tech support, but percussive maintenance and the rubber chicken method are two of them.
That
is the rubber chicken, the rubber duck method, and is that the same thing as
No.
that?
The rubber chicken method is that in your toolbox you keep a rubber chicken. And if you can't figure out what the heck is wrong with something, no matter what you do, you've replaced all the parts, you've restarted everything, you've checked all your driver, you've done every single thing you possibly can, short of buying a brand spanking new one. You take the chicken out, you turn off the device. You wave the rubber chicken while squeaking it over the device. You turn the device back on. It works.
I've never heard of this, but I'm 100,000% willing to go on with this.
Yeah,
I'm willing to believe it.
It's horrifying how often it works.
It's very similar to a method of gun maintenance I've had to use before, which is I've done everything correctly. It's still jammed. The round is still locked in there. I have done everything correctly several times and partially disassembled it. I'm going to show it to my dad to prove to him that I did it all correctly. He's going to grab the gun and do the exact same thing I just did, and it will now work.
The dad method.
Yeah. God damn it, give it here. Let me do that.
He did the exact same thing I did, but one more time, and how it worked. Motherfucker.
Oh god, I have distinct memories like that also. Like, really? Ow!
I thought you and your pal would like to know.
I think Kiwi has a similar thing with me and tech stuff. Is she can't fix it, so she has me fix it, and it fixes immediately when I touch it because the computers are intimidated by me.
Yeah, it's just the someone else method, because I remember a funny story about a guy that could barely speak whatever language was spoken by the staff on a cruise ship. He clogged the toilet, wouldn't flush after 5 times, went to go get one of the cleaning ladies from out in the hall, took her in there to the massive mess in the toilet, so the only thing they knew in her language which was look, watch, flushes the toilet, all flushes normally.
Oh, it's magic, you know.
Pretty much.
Oh, speaking of retail that we were talking about earlier in Toilets Now, so retail people will be able to who've had to clean bathrooms will be able to back me up on this. While the men's bathroom is consistently dirtier than the women's bathroom, truly horrific stuff happens in the women's bathroom.
I've heard that multiple times.
I have thrown out my back plunging a toilet, and it was the women's bathroom.
The men's room is never consistently dirtier. It's really not. Any time that the women's room seems consistently cleaner is because the women's room is being cleaned more times in a day than the men's room.
I found that it's generally less of a mess. But, no, and then to continue with our theme of someone else fixes it, my manager comes in the next day, because after throwing out my back, I gave up, and that toilet remained clogged. Manager comes in, pours a bottle of Drano down on the toilet, and it's done.
To be fair, you've been agitating it for a long time and letting it sit so things won't break down. Sometimes you genuinely need time to clear a clog.
Yes, I'm aware. I was still very salty because I threw out my damn
He's
back.
still salty.
And as someone who's also thrown out of his back, I feel your pain.
This was in my early 20s.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, mistakes were made.
Look at the tree, my guy. What'd you expect?
Well,
Tree,
I still got 5.
the predator of helicopters.
I got 5 gears,
and
so it's all
dwarves.
good. Alright.
What the fuck is a glass grenade?
I need to take a quick bio break. I'll be right back.
Okay, it's a grenade made out of glass, obviously.
Horrifying.
I mean...
Glass powder.
Actually, let's see. What is it? It's, grenades explode as soon as they hit anything. Okay, that's what
Contact fuse, got it.
Alright. We'll do this wingsuit tour. Wingsuit upgrades are actually quite handy. $3,900. Shit, this is a long one.
Fucking itchy.
Yeah, this game is pretty good. Again, I like the mechanics of it are better. I absolutely hated the wingsuit for the longest time until I finally figured it out. Now I'm concentrating. But I feel like Just Cause 2 had more shit to blow up, and I feel like it had more diversity of landscapes.
Yeah, but most of the landscapes in that game weren't very good, and the ways to get around got kind of annoying after a while.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take a less diverse landscape if it's done better in what it has than if getting around it's less annoying.
I mean, that's legit, okay? That is legit.
I return.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Wingsuits terrify me. I have a terrible fear of grounds.
I'm smashing into the ground at full speed.
Yeah. Also, remember, kids, once you're past a certain height, the only difference between concrete and water is that the water will swallow your corpse after it breaks you.
This has been Concrete Facts with Rail. Thank you very much.
I forget if the Mythbusters proved or disproved that if you let something else heavy smack you within a certain time frame, rather than let the smack the water before you did it within a certain time frame, rather, that it actually would make it not hit like concrete.
I think
maybe if it breaks the surface tension, yeah, that tracks. No, if you are falling from a great height, one, spread yourself out. You want to create as much surface area for the wind to drag on as possible. Two, aim for something relatively soft. Mud is actually excellent for that. Three, try to grab the ground. Generally, the impact itself isn't going to be as bad as bouncing. Bouncing will screw you up even more because now all your broken bones are getting jumbled around, so you want to try to avoid bouncing. Again, why softer ground that you're going to just plop into is better.
Oh, yeah. That said, though, if I recall correctly, though, again, don't quote me on this, I think that they proved that the thing with the surface tension of the water did help, but it wasn't going to reduce it to anything that still wouldn't kill you because you have all your bones broken still, and you'd be in the water then.
Yeah, it's not likely to save you. Maybe if someone's around to immediately rescue you, and you don't break some really important stuff by luck. Also, yeah, Talon points out he's on the leaderboard, and also apparently done terribly.
Hello, Talon.
Also, I just noticed Whacker apparently is high as a personal best, higher than everyone else on his friends list, and was talking about how he's not good at this.
Well,
I gotta add Whacker to my Steam friends if he's already on my Steam friends.
It just fucked that one up.
What's your name on Steam again, my guy?
I'll give it to you later.
Right, stream and all that. Do you have it on Steam, Rail?
Maybe.
If you do, PM it to me.
Well, there are resources in the Ox. You can just check that.
Oh yeah. I'm not used to having resources.
Everyone always forgets that thing exists.
Maybe you can shoot that.
I still got 5 gears out of it.
Cool guys don't look at explosions, indeed.
No, cool guys don't get blown up by the fucking explosions.
Right.
Because I don't really feel like losing my score and having to repeat it. Alright.
Let's see.
Wait, did that blow up the lighthouse?
No, it did not.
Or just around the light? Okay.
Yes.
Sad face.
Cannot blow up the lighthouse. There are many destructible things. That is unfortunately not one of them.
Please go to the top of the lighthouse real quick.
Little late.
Well, after your race, sorry.
Take a spin and see how well you do.
Vroom vroom. Side note, I had entirely forgotten about which brand of cars did the Zoom Zoom commercials until I got my Mazda, turned it on, and the little screen on the front was like Zoom Zoom.
You have a Mazda?
I do, in fact, drive a Mazda.
I see.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Fucking love you and under the truck.
I completely fucked that one up. Completely fucked that one up.
I like my Mazda. I actually got it for very cheap. It's a respectable price. It was within my budget, but I paid roughly the price of a Mazda with nothing in it, like barely even has electric windows. And it has everything. I've got heated seats and a sunroof, and I paid no additions cost for all the additions. I'm very happy with it.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And I drive almost exclusively hatchbacks. Because I'm very much in the... I've mentioned this in the Ox. I'm of the opinion that the first step to beauty is function.
Yes.
If it doesn't work, it ain't pretty. I don't care how fancy your box on wheels is, it's still just a box on wheels if it can't go.
Good news, the fat cat has arrived. She is snuggly.
Oh boy.
Alright, I said I would go to the lighthouse for you. 1 second.
Oh, does it not restart you back to where you started? Well,
no.
You need to go that way anyway, so you can
That's because
restart.
you didn't restart, you aborted.
I aborted.
Well, you could have restarted, then aborted to then get there instantly.
Okay, Captain Obvious.
See,
The
that
realization
requires,
has, man.
like, applying brain to game, and this is not the kind of game that you apply brain to.
No, this is blow shit up.
That cat is now on my
Bomb
lap.
them
She's very
incorporated. I do like that there's been more of a resurgence lately, especially with indie games, of games that are just about having fun with silly shenanigans.
Yeah. Tear down your local government in just cause.
Okay, what am I doing?
Get to the very top of it. Fire an RPG into the water.
I don't know if it's going to let me stand on top of that. No.
It's definitely not.
This is good enough. I understand video game physics. Yeah, the video game physics are going to bounce you off that.
Where's the
Hit that boat. Hit that boat down there.
Where's my RPG? Where's my weapons? Did we uncover a bug?
Does this count as a safe zone or something? I don't know.
No, I think we hit a bug.
It stripped your weapons.
Bugs?
That was a bug. Okay.
Ow, 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 claws in my flesh.
1 moment. 1, 2.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to scratch the mic.
3.
Didn't even hear it.
Good.
I'll be honest, for a second there, my brain read that as throw bacon.
I mean, okay.
Another tool of the trade.
Lure the guns out with bacon. It's what they truly crave.
Yes.
Hey man, they need grease. Bacon's full of it.
Okay. Get onto the lighthouse.
Okay.
Ruin some rich guy's day.
Okay, hold on. Let's get back up here. Come on. There we go. Okay.
Call me Ishmael, bitch!
Why'd you want to hit the water exactly?
For that line, entirely.
Oh. Sweetie.
It is a reference to an abridged series.
Alright, that's not working out too well, so let's fuck that this thing.
Ooh, get the jet ski guys. Those people are the worst. Like, boat people are kind of snobbish. Jet ski people are actively dicks.
Okay.
Also, the ocean deserves it. Burn it down.
Hold on. Okay.
That is a $27 single thing of underwear that a friend has sent me on Amazon now. Okay.
Okay, if it's $27 for a single pair, that had better be like some merino wool underwear. What's it made out of?
Trying to find that now.
Cotton. Polyester.
92% modal, 8% spandex.
Ooh.
Spell that first one?
MODAL. It's some kind of ridiculous...
It is a man-made cellulose fiber. It's found fame in the age of activewear, breathable and absorbent. It's a cotton alternative.
It's a bizarrely engineered thing with a pouch in it for some reason. Oh, I know there's a pouch there, actually. I realize now. Okay.
Oh. They've been given dinner.
You haven't.
Cordon bleu.
The foxiest of Kiwis has provided dinner.
Yes, chicken cordon bleu.
That sounds excellent. I'll be over shortly.
I've only got 2, and you can have none of them.
I will fight you for these.
You'll lose that fight, good sir.
I know, because I won't get there in time. It'll be eaten.
Also because I aim for the knees. There are a few things that it's like, don't mess with people's... You don't mess with man's food.
That is true.
Well, no, because it's that if you take someone's food, that primal instinct of you've taken my ability to survive potentially gets in, and again, primal instinctual violence comes up as a result.
I mean, I generally don't like people messing with my stuff as a rule. There's a reason I do not lend anybody anything, because I work hard for my stuff and I've been screwed over too many times.
Oh yeah, I get you.
I'll let you use my stuff at my house. I'll absolutely be an excellent host, and I'll ask a Kiwi to cook for multiple people. But do not take my stuff.
I've also had a bad track record of people borrowing my stuff as well.
There we go. Also, here's a cool thing. See all that concrete? This is explosive.
That's concrete, baby.
It's explosive concrete.
Didn't we have a joke last time that the concrete was made out of an explosive compound?
That shit is that bizarro like packed sand and styrofoam we see in certain buildings in a certain part of the world.
Talon, just for that, you're getting the dad joke of the day. You ready for this? I couldn't find chocolate mousse at the grocery store, so I got elk instead.
That was tolerable.
We've lost him. Get back to your posts.
For context, you lads, Talon was like, unlike Picasso, who would lend you an ear. Which is a beautiful pun.
Alright, where's that list?
Locate the rebel immediately. Do not let him escape.
I'm reminded of one of my favorite lines from Just Cause 2 when Tony tries to rip off Rico information. And he gets a lot of money, which is, considering the value of the Panwan buck, it would have been more expensive to shoot you.
I don't remember the scene where that comes out.
Another free town.
We need a vexicologist to tell us how good the flags are in this game.
Here's what I say. You don't need some fancy who can tell you how good a flag is. You see the flag and it looks good, it's a good flag. Done and done.
I think we were talking more about accuracy, right?
Yeah,
I know I'm being a
accuracy and
shithead.
actual meaning, like how good of an actual flag design is that? Because there are lots of bad flag designs. If I remember correctly, the current winner for amongst vexicologists for best United States state flag is the New Mexico flag.
West Virginia flag, best flag, Mountaineer always free.
Your flag immediately loses if it has words on it. Just from the perspective of what flags are supposed to do. No, the West Virginia flag is terrible. Oh god. Also, this one I'm stealing from CGP Gray's recent video. But if your state's flag has the state's name on it, it's missing the point of the flag and immediately fails.
I just think that the winner for worst flag is the certain one that's red and black and white, and it has a certain cross on it. Fairly recognizable.
That is fair. Technically,
it's a cool
excellent
design, though. But
it's
yeah.
technically just from a flag perspective of its efficiency as a flag, you could argue there's very few flags that are more recognizable than it. So it is doing its job.
I also will say this: I haven't seen my state's flag in a long time, and looking at the current state flag, it is awful, but one of the old ones was great. But yes, I'm mostly just chest pounding because of how hot my state.
Yeah, the New Mexico state flag is really rather excellent. It's kind of hard to tell it's anything other than New Mexico. Once you know it, you will recognize it forever. Meanwhile, a bunch of the states are just state seal on blue background.
Group support inbound. Hang in there, ground team.
Well, as much as I would love to continue shit posting on the stream, I'm gonna go take care of a few things. I will see you guys later.
Alright, man. Take it easy.
Peace.
This may not be a long stream tonight. I am just mentally exhausted myself.
Yeah, so it is in fact a Monday.
It is a Monday. Somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Friends, I have good news.
I dislike those kind of people. The ones who assume that you're supposed to be happy to be there, like...
Oh, yeah, it's like...
It's like, don't you like your job? No. If I could get away with not working, I would never work again. But unfortunately, I need money to fund my hobbies. How do, Sheridan?
I'm here. I feel like I folded my foot in half, but I should be fine.
That is a vivid image that made me cringe. Ow.
I do apologize, but that's what it feels like, legitimately.
Alright, I'll tell you what. We'll steal this guy's bow.
Yeah.
My bow.
Yeah! Just throw that guy 20 feet in the air.
That was a lady wearing a dress, I think. Who the hell wears a dress while driving a boat? She deserved what she got.
Not her anymore.
Anyway.
A dress while driving a boat, you deserve to get yeeted into the ocean.
Anyway, so, yesterday, I was at, my uncle's for a, Easter party, and just as we were leaving, and he's got this weird jagged sidewalk because his area has shitty drainage.
This area is restricted. Leave immediately.
Don't tell me what I got, go.
So, I stepped on the sidewalk with like half a foot.
That sounds not optimal.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you then, like, proceed to break your goddamn foot.
Feeties are not meant to work that way, good sir.
Mm-hmm.
Consult your operator's manual. God, okay, just out of thought. If humans had an operator's manual, what chapter would you add to that manual?
Don't be dicks to each other.
Okay. How to deal with mental health. That part of the chapter is be nice to each other.
So I feel like those would be part of the licensing exam, not the manual itself.
Oh, it's just scattered throughout the book.
I mean,
especially in increasingly frustrated tones. Ah, yes, I forgot that this was just Infrastructure Destroyer 9000.
Yes. I felt like blowing shit up, so I'm blowing shit up.
Oh no, I don't fault you for blowing shit up. It's just like, this definitely seems like a CIA plot to destabilize a third world nation by destroying all of its infrastructure.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh.
They sent 2. Oh, they sent 3. Then 2 small. 1 big bull.
Nice flying, dickhead.
10 out of 10.
Anyway. I'm gonna be playing some Total Warhammer. I like it.
That sounds
I like it.
wonderful.
It is an excellent game. Is it the best game in the world? No. Is it great? In my opinion, yes.
Right into the wall. Just the flop noise it made. Just the slight thunk flop.
In Just Cause 2, it was better because he used to make like all these sarcastic comments. When
Oh,
do that.
shit, I hate to interrupt by being visited by the Canadian Air Force.
Have fun.
Otherwise known as geese.
Alright, let's try this one.
I maintain that the Canadians transfer all their rage and anger into geese through the ritual of hockey.
I mean, okay, I'm 100%. I'm down with this. I support this.
We're on to you, Canadians.
That's a conspiracy theory and a half. Where's the corkboard drawing for this?
God bless whoever invented Gruyere cheese.
Someone whose name and legacy has undoubtedly been lost to time. But forever in our hearts.
I can't remember what they're called, but there's actually a group that's like legitimately the cheese police.
I mean, there's a federal cheese reserve stockpile.
Well, because there's certain cheeses that the way to make them is very specific, and they guard that recipe. To the point where I think it was Food Wishes Chef John actually had them, he had to be careful not to get too close to their recipe or they come after him.
But what if it comes accidentally? So if you accidentally create the recipe, how the hell does that work?
Then they tell you stop making this ever again. They show up and they tell you, look, they actually give you a cease and desist order for making the cheese.
Yep. That is very
Gotta
much...
be afraid of the big cheese.
You are just incorrigible, aren't you?
It was actually a serious conversation, but halfway through I thought of that joke and had to lead up to it.
I get that vibe, and because of who you are and what you do, you are excused for that. In fact,
I mean,
I probably would have gotten upset if you hadn't gone there, now that I think about it.
I mean, I've worked backwards from many a joke before. Like, so what do you call a nation of furry communists? You call them the United Workers Union.
What do you call their leader? Chairman Meow.
Someday, millions of years from now, aliens are going to discover the remains of our civilization, and the only thing they're going to find is, like, your dad joke calendar.
I mean, it's a tear-off calendar, so they'd find the scattered pages across multiple trash cans and try to track down where this came from.
Yep, and they would start surmising, what happened here? Clearly, this destroyed their entire civilization.
Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to read off Sundays, because I was distracted with other stuff yesterday. I always wondered how rabbits styled their fur. They probably use hairspray.
I need more
I have
jokes.
not actually seen Zootopia, but I feel like that would have been an excellent joke to put in Zootopia.
I mean, Zootopia nowadays is compared heavily to cop-based propaganda. At least from what I have seen.
Yeah.
I don't particularly care. The movie is a movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of a blunt metaphor. Yeah, it's kind of a blunt metaphor for racism.
Yeah, but lots of movies do that. My shtick is always never about like what specifically is the theme or that you're trying to get across. It's how well did you do it. And from what I've seen of the movie, because I have seen parts of it, and I am aware of how the plot works, it's a solid movie.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie.
Not every movie needs to be Citizen Kane. Sometimes I just want to turn my brain off and have fun.
Absolutely.
This is why I love...
There is a thriving market for just trash film where you can just turn your brain off and enjoy it.
One of the best examples of this, and it's one of the reasons it's one of my favorite shows of all time, is Gurren Lagann. Because when you think about it, it's actually got a lot of good allegory and, like, it's got a good message, and it just gets better the more you think about it and how its theming works. Like, it's extremely well put together, but you don't have to notice any of that. You can just turn your brain off and have a good time. And part of the message of the show is basically that sometimes it's okay to just turn your brain off and push through.
Ooh, this will be an interesting fight.
Turn your brain off
who do you
and push through.
Who do you think is going to win? The Canadian Air Force or an angry ground squirrel?
Probably
otherwise known as a woodchuck.
Probably the Canadian Air Force.
Yeah.
Vicious sons of bitches.
Yeah, it's sheer size and potential for aggression.
I wonder if we could weaponize geese.
Actually, are geese omnivores?
I don't believe so.
Don't know.
She says most birds are. So geese would potentially eat a groundhog? If it could get away with it?
Are they opportunistic predators?
Yeah, are they opportunistic
All
predators?
animals are.
Or opportunistic carnivores. Sorry.
Oh god, apparently geese will eat their own young. Most
Okay, that explains quite a lot, actually.
though she says almost all animals will eat their own young, which, thinking about it, yeah. Mice, hamsters, rabbits, lots of things that aren't normally considered predators or carnivores will eat their own young. But the geese, from what she's saying, would definitely try to eat the groundhog if he wins that fight. Be too big? Too big.
This has been Horrific Animal Facts with Foxy Kiwi.
Because birds eat things whole. So the groundhog, if the geese tries it, it might the groundhog might get posthumous vengeance. How big is the goose compared to the groundhog?
Okay, please repeat everything in the last 30 seconds. I stepped on my headphone cord and unplugged it.
We're going to spare you that because Foxy is providing us with cursed knowledge that no human should ever know. Thank you, Foxy. We appreciate you.
They say thank you.
Anyway. But yeah, I have these headphones and I got them a few years ago. It has like a 20-foot long cable for a set of headphones. They're really nice headphones. This was the shortest cable length I could find. Who needs a 20-foot long cable, continuous cable, for their headphones?
Some people
At that point, you really should just go wireless. But yeah, actually, yeah, think of it from like if you need to plug it into a sound system that's farther away, like a recording booth or something, that tracks.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
So I was
the groundhog that chased away geese.
I was contemplating streaming some of my VR stuff, and
can't you hijack those helicopters?
Yes, but I prefer to just blow them up if it's the base commander. Portovina. Okay, this rail is where we upgrade. Here. This is where you do grapple upgrading.
That is just made me think, though. How many words have you accidentally just yoinked from other languages just by virtue of talking to people from different cultures online?
That's a good question.
Oh, a lot.
I mean, I know a smattering of words of German.
I only ever like for instance, me and Kiwi will use mi amore, which is French when referring to each other. Obviously, I just use wunderbar. That's German and
that is perhaps my favorite German word.
My favorite German word is schadenfreude. You know why?
Surprise, none.
And there's a couple of words that I use that are just literally just gibberish that I've gotten from internet videos. For instance, I use hoy as like an affirmative thing, and that's straight up from Undertale. It's Temmie.
Alrighty.
Kiwi has appeared in the comments. She uses Ano, the of Asian. Because she works with a lot of Asian folks, so she can make that up.
Alrighty. Well, you like beavers. How many beavers would you like to have if they were domestic animals?
0.
I'm generally... they are a family unit, so I'd probably want at least 2. But that depends on if their domestication includes them treating humans as a family unit. And Kiwi's like, no, because beavers do smell, so that domestication will also have to include fixing the smell problem.
Ah, Jesus.
It's the big reason I don't want to own, it's not weasels, it's something like a weasel. Ferrets. Like, I think ferrets are cute and just adorable and super smart. But, oh my god, the smell.
Yeah, I've heard that it's kind of like foxes. It's like bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, god.
Don't get me started on foxes.
I think foxes smell pretty good.
We walked into that one.
That was poetry in motion. Congratulations, sir. She just says no.
The no was for the beavers, but also would be well timed.
I have no context, therefore I choose to take that however I wish.
Okay. Here's a new thing. All animals on the planet gain human-level intelligence. What is the most dangerous thing?
Oh, it's ants. It's 110% ants.
I was gonna say orcas.
Now, orcas are at least somewhat trapped in the water. Ants, my dude, ants.
I mean,
You didn't hear the question. You get all animals suddenly gain human-level intelligence. What's the most dangerous thing? Ants, right?
I'm gonna go with wasps as well. Because wasps,
you really underestimate how many ants there are, and there's a lot of ants that are already damn close with some of the stuff they do. Like, oh god, there's a Kyrgyzstan video on ants that is,
There's
Lord.
approximately a bazillion ants.
There are so many ants.
However, they're all human-level intelligent.
Yeah, no.
So do the ants fight amongst each other?
Oh, Kiwi's like, oh dear Lord, cordyceps. Yeah, that would be spooky also.
The cordyceps is not an animal.
No,
that's
a
an argument.
fungus, but it's still terrifying as fuck.
Yeah. But no, from the with the ants thing, if I remember correctly, they actually have pretty much everything outnumbered by sheer biomass. There's that many of them.
That many goddamn ants.
Right. Yes, there really are. I don't know if it's ants alone, but I know that insect biomass is...
Oh yeah, insect biomass as a whole is oh god. But enough insects eat each other, I wouldn't be too worried about that specifically. But there are some ants that would be terrifying, even if they're not like the primary most common ant. Bullet ants is the prime example.
Yeah.
Context, for those who don't know, the bullet ant is called a bullet ant because its bite is the level of pain of being shot.
Verified by people who have been shot.
So they're assholes, is what you're telling me.
No, they're just nature's perfect weapon.
Yeah. Again. Oh. Kiwi, this is how we got Left 4 Dead. Oh god, cordyceps are fungal zombifying infection for ants.
Yep.
Well, it's insects. It's insects. It affects multiple insects.
Yeah, imagine if like the human intelligence transferred over to the cordyceps. Last of Us, but the things can actually think. Terrifying.
But they can though.
I will state I was horribly disappointed by Last of Us after all the hype that was surrounding it. Not the show. I haven't seen the show, but the actual video game. Everyone was all hyping up like it's the greatest video game of our generation sort of shenanigans. And then I finally played it, and I'm like, it's well done, but it's not like, oh god, this is game-changing, this is doing so many new things. It's well implemented, and I understand why it got the praise it did, but I don't think it's a game-changer. It's a high-quality example of a very well-done zombie game. I did think it was a fun game, but it did not match the amount of hype that was given it.
There are a few things that really ever do, honestly.
There's a couple things. One recently was Eminence in Shadow. Has been getting a lot of hype from a lot of anime reviewers, and I do think it actually deserves the hype. having watched it, because it's hilarious. It is essentially, it's isekai trash, which, context for those who don't know, isekai is the genre of someone dies and goes to another world. But it's isekai trash that is aware of its trash and is both hanging a lampshade on the trash while also playing it 100% straight and actively laughing directly at you for thinking that you're better than enjoying the trash.
That's complex, dude.
It's essentially like a actually amazing writer decided to put all of his skill and talent into the stupidest genre he could possibly find. And play all of the tropes from that genre straight. While also hanging every single lampshade he can. Oh god, it's so hard to describe. It's both a parody and not a parody of its genre at the same time. It's so glorious.
The glory is overwhelming.
I'll take this.
Oh, Aiden has an unpopular opinion. The Last of Us had a horrible case of writers sniffing their own parts and ruining a good thing irreparably. I don't know. I didn't have too much of a problem with Last of Us 2's plot. I can kind of understand why people wouldn't like it, because no one likes to see their favorite characters die. That's never a fun thing. But Cycle Event. Oh, he's not talking Last of Us 2.
Game of Thrones much?
Oh, talking purely the original. Yeah, that's. Oh god. Game of Thrones also ran into the problem of someone predicted the plot, and the writers wanted to pull off that, oh, but it's a twist, because it's the twisty show, you know, it subverts your expectations. So they kept thinking they had to. We talked about this earlier, that sometimes you don't need to, and sometimes that'll ruin your show if you try too much to focus on subverting the expectations rather than writing a good story.
Or, other things that'll fuck up a good show, or like, deciding, fuck this, I want to go be a Disney movie maker, and I'm going to just let this amazing thing go to shit. I'm going to half-ass it because I want to go make Disney movies. And oh, by the way, I did such a bad job fucking up this, amazing thing that nobody ever talks about anymore, that Disney said, yeah, no, if that's how you're going to do, your own shit, then,
If you're going to do them dirty, how are you going to do us dirty?
Pretty much.
Oh Lord, that just reminded me. Monster Energy apparently has filed a lawsuit against Pokemon and Monster Hunter. Imagine being dumb enough to throw hands with Nintendo over copyright.
I mean,
you're not processing the context. One, Pokemon's been around for longer than Monster Energy.
Yeah.
Two, Pokemon is the largest franchise in the world by a lot. By 20 billion, I think it was $20 billion over the next runner-up, which was Mickey Mouse and Friends. If I did my math right, Nintendo was worth more than Disney. That might be off, but I do know Pokemon as a franchise is worth more than any of the franchises by themselves under Disney. Pokemon is the unstoppable king of franchise value by itself.
And then isn't the only people that defend their copyright harder than GW is Nintendo?
Yeah, Nintendo does not screw around with their copyrights. It's like, oh god, why would you be this dumb? Oh no. It's also just hilarious. It's probably most definitely a publicity stunt or a legal requirement that they have to try the lawsuit, but they're going to lose. And there's at least a chance that they lose so horribly that Nintendo just owns them now.
Which would be kind of hilarious. What the fuck would they do with the energy drink company?
Some interesting doors.
Still won't get me to drink the stuff.
No, no, that stuff is swill at the best of times.
I'm a Red Bull person myself.
I don't drink energy drinks. I drink Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper, and even those in as much sparing as I can.
I can't take diet stuff because I am quite literally allergic.
Yeah.
I hate diet soda.
So here's the trick to diet soda that I found. Stop drinking soda for an entire year. At all. And then finally decide to have a Coke and it's way too sweet, so I decided to have a Diet Coke and it was just right. Diet Coke for me now tastes like what Coke tasted like when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, you don't understand. I drank nothing but diet soda for like 4 years when I was young, and I just no.
Doing that.
Just
yeah,
no.
full soda's too sweet for me. This diet or that, and it's really only Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper, and specifically Diet Coke, not Coke Zero. At least we can all agree that Pepsi is trash.
I have to be some vampire pirates, which I think are
Whoa,
just
whoa, whoa, whoa,
the
whoa.
coolest
Hold on.
goddamn thing.
Hold on, we can all agree what?
Oh, that Pepsi is trash.
It is inferior to Coke.
I disagree.
Well, you can be wrong.
Both are equally okay.
You can be wrong.
You can be wrong.
Rebel activity reported.
We won't hate you for it. We might judge you, but we won't hate you.
I'm totally judging you, and you can be wrong, but you know. Look, Chirno, it's okay to have. It's okay to have.
Well, I don't particularly care for Pepsi or Coke that much. I will drink both.
All right. Aiden, get your ass in chat and bring Saris with you. Get your ass in.
Who?
Aiden. He's in the text chat, and he said Pepsi is malted battery acid.
No, he's right.
He's right.
He just needs to get in chat and bring the best girl with him.
There he is.
Sweet puppy.
How do, Aiden?
Puppy dog? I heard
okay.
I heard puppy dog.
Hello.
Pup is currently cuddled up her mum after having been a right shit for a while, barking up a storm, because she just needed her mum to sit down so she could snuggle up and sleep.
Well, that's important. Okay.
Snuggle. Pro tip, everyone: snuggles are important, not just with pets, but with your loved ones. Learn to snuggle.
Yes.
There's nothing gay about a friendly snuggle pile.
I wish I could snuggle. I don't know anyone to snuggle.
Get a dog.
Well, yeah, that's cheating.
No.
I mean, also cats. If you raise your cat right, they will be snuggable.
They will invite you into the communal cat.
They will demand the snuggles from you. They will appear and be like, "You, Snuggles, now."
Now.
Oh, sorry, no, you, Snuggles, Mao.
Anyway, zombie pirates.
So
otherwise known as that one
how,
movie we all like.
How many more troops did we lose last go around?
A lot. It was not kind.
Oh, I did watch part of it, and I did see the part where the floaters blaster bombed themselves, and you just cackled laughing for like 5 minutes straight. That was pretty awesome.
Nice shot at the guy's ass.
Yep.
Right in the tailpipe. Decides to commit mass fratricide.
Yes.
I'm playing Total War Warhammer. I don't know what you're talking about.
I will be honest, I barely watch anyone else in the abs streams just because if I try to, it will consume my life.
Well, I watch enough that I feel like I'm participating.
Yeah. Like, I still pay attention to things as much as I can, but I do work 4 10-hour shifts, and then I need a day to do chores on Thursdays. That leaves me with just the weekends, and combined with being part of 2 role-playing campaigns at the moment, and also wanting to do more reading, watch more actual shows, oh god, I don't have enough time to do everything I want to do.
Yep.
And I can't do like what Diggs does, where he apparently watches like 3 things at the same time.
How do you do that?
I don't.
You don't.
So I'm just gonna put it out there. I have a working theory. Diggs is John Carpenter's The Thing.
Diggs is just 3 bears in a trench coat, not just 1 bear. There's 3 bears.
Well, remember the last mayoral debate where they had the Bear Duck Party, and they had the horrible experiment of Psyduck and Diggs becoming one. Yeah, no, Diggs is John Carpenter's The Thing, which is how he can do all this.
What does,
he can pay attention to everything at once because
when was the last
every
time
cell
they did
of
a mayoral debate? I thought they got rid of that.
They did. Bear Duck got rid of the mayoral debate.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
All I know
the
joke
is
ran its course?
Probably.
So
all I know is that oh god, Foxy. Oh god.
Oh god. Pepsi
That's
makes
terrifying.
Kiwi's teeth squeaky, and she does not think that is natural.
No.
That is not, no.
Teeth should not do that.
Oh god, that makes my teeth hurt just thinking
my
about it.
teeth itch thinking about that.
As someone who just drank a
Please
Diet Coke does
think
not do that to
about
me.
that.
Thus, Diet Coke is the superior soda.
So, Aiden, has Gummy been told the John Carpenter's Thing theory, and has she given any feedback on that?
I have not been in communication with Gummy, and to be fair, if I am correct and Diggs is in fact the Thing, then that just means that Gummy has already been assimilated.
I just went and checked, and Gummy is not in the office right now, or I would have hopped over and asked.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should totally ask her.
Well, here's the problem with that is if Diggs is the Thing, then Gummy has clearly already been assimilated, and as such, any answer to the question will be what the Thing wants him to know.
You're gonna have to prove that assertion. You're gonna have to prove that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I don't have to prove shit.
Well, okay. So then I'm going to apply Hitchens razor, which is asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
I mean, you can
Blue in the
I
text.
mean,
Yeah. Blue, it's not as fun just messaging her.
Oh,
you have
God.
to get their genuine terrified reaction.
Yeah, no, it's not fun if I don't hear her be like, what the hell is wrong?
Yeah, it's like, good God, what did I get myself into?
Gummy is too nice to say it out loud, but you'll be able to hear it in the tone of her voice, like, what?
Yeah, you could occasionally get the, well, she's not in chat, numbnuts. That's why she can't join us.
Also, I try to avoid directly asking BPL members if I can help it, because they have their own thing for that.
This is true.
Fight on, brothers and sisters.
Fight on, brothers and sisters. So, Aiden, please describe the full battery of treats and things that Saris has received this year.
Okay,
So-
fine. Blue, I'll message her.
As far as treats Ceres has had, mostly it's been shenanigans because one of the housemates got a package. It is a long box, about, I don't know, about 3 feet long and something like a foot by 8 inches as far as the other dimensions. So putting dog treats on the far end of the box and seeing if Sarah's been brave enough to investigate yielded loud results. She was unimpressed and would shout at the box, and then at her dad, in that order. Oh, that doesn't look like that was supposed to happen.
I mean...
How you're doing this Spider-Man space magic with a parachute, I do not understand.
You don't need to understand it. You just need to accept it. Also,
are you getting shot at by a black gun?
That is correct.
That seems like a hilarious waste of resources, but alright.
I mean, you know.
Oh, that looked like it hurt.
That did hurt.
How? How?
Look. This Rico is just he's kind of he's good at what he does. So, how long did Sarah shout at the box for and shout at Dad for?
Until her dad was told to shut Sarah's up because she was inflicting a migraine on the rest of the family. So her dad gave up and took the treats from the box for her.
I mean, that's legit.
Speaking of box treats, I have Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, Jerno.
Tag along.
Fuck you.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Wait, why? What?
Yeah.
The message has been sent.
Thin Mint supremacy.
Oh, the Thin Mint recipe we used to like. And then it just got garbage over time.
Do you all ever like Girl Scout cookies?
I love Girl Scout cookies.
Actually, technically, since Kiwi was a Girl Scout and she makes me cookies, do those count as Girl Scout cookies? She is typing furiously. Prepare for an answer.
Oh, God.
Do not talk about my
You know, all I'm gonna say is that explains why Kiwi was the one to eventually become commander of XCOM.
Wait, what? What?
Yes. Many things happened in Aiden's game, and yes, things happen.
Rail, you're dead. Kiwi survived the same mission that you didn't, and has gone on to become both the shotgun assassin of aliens and is now the top dog, the highest ranked soldier in XCOM.
There is a funny thing about that. Every time I play the remake of XCOM and XCOM 2, I always make a character based on her, and they are always the shotgun assassin.
Nice.
So
on brand.
she says what?
So, simply put, the mission where you died, she proceeded to storm the UFO that y'all were attacking and proceeded to clean the shit out of it with a shotgun with extreme prejudice.
That sounds fairly accurate to what would actually probably happen in that situation.
Kiwi was upsetty.
Yes.
Right.
Whoever shoots Kiwi's waifu is going to get the dice.
Hello, yes, I am the waifu. I ain't even ashamed of that. I know what I'm about.
Oh my God.
Oh, we have a response from Gummy upon the question, and I phrase it as, given that Diggs apparently watches like 3 things at the same time, which is the truth? He is actually 3 bears in a trench coat. He is actually John Carpenter's The Thing, or other. To which the response was laughter, specifically spelled B-U-W-A, ha 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 ha. And then followed by that, that's a big-ass trench coat. It's not 3 small bears in a trench coat, it's 3 full-size bears in a trench coat.
So, I'm provisionally willing to acknowledge that Gummy has been assimilated based on that response.
Ow.
Gummy is one of the 3 bears.
Yes.
Ow.
I'm provisionally accepting Ivan's theory.
I'm sorry. My foot is flaring up. And again, just to reiterate, it feels like my foot is folded in half.
Take your painkillers, old man.
Oh god, it hurts.
And it's not the same folding in half as, like, toe to heel. No, it's from like big toe to little toe, lengthwise folded in half. It doesn't feel nice.
Look, we really appreciate, all of your describing things and...
Oh, there's breakdown.
Please finish the sentence. Where was this going?
I don't even know what the hell I was saying. I got a text in the middle of all that.
You were appreciating my describing of things.
Oh, no, I was
This is a
not.
strong word.
Yes, you're right. The Billy Big Riggin is here. Hello, Billy Big Riggin.
Oh boy. He has given us a honk.
He is the untitled tall goose.
Ow.
Oh no, better than Billy Big Rig. Given his propensity to honk the horn, honky tonk badonkadonk.
Did you
Motherfucker,
really?
I
You really just did that, didn't you? You really just did that.
You almost made me launch soda out the nose. Please do not.
It's getting busy in
Rail,
here.
go fuck yourself.
This is real, gentlemen.
Go.
I mean, I wasn't not appreciating all
fuck
that,
yourself.
God. For those who didn't notice it over the sound of my laughter, he popped into chat and actually honked the horn on the big device and then popped away. That is appreciated breakdown.
I didn't hear that over your raucous, self-aggrandizing laughter.
You all know what I'm about.
You do. Thank you, Mr. Breakdown. So, Aiden, how's the fam?
Okay, so far?
Currently set to medium.
Yes. It is quiet.
That means you don't have the Beagle cranked up to an 11. Got it.
Affirm. The pup has run through her allotment of beans for the night.
What's happening out there? Respond immediately.
And Rail, if I'm not mistaken, this is the place, once I finish this up, I get the simultaneous 6 grenade launcher for extra lulls.
Yay!
Yes.
You know.
Well, Breakdown has finally left Florida.
Leave immediately.
Yay!
I need a new everything. I'm honestly of the opinion of put my brain in a robot body, please and thank you. I would much rather my pain receptors just be like a notification and not ow.
Ah, yes, but you have forgotten to subscribe to your free trial of painkiller.exe. Because you have forgotten to subscribe to your painkiller.exe. Have fun with full pain always, forever.
No, that's not what it does. You just have ads pop up every time you experience pain.
Oh.
That is stupid and I love it.
That is horrendous. And that probably is going to be our future.
Yep. That tracks.
You heard it here first, folks.
Look, man, we already live in a boring dystopia. We got a dystopia, it's just we got none of the fun parts of dystopia. It's just a boring dystopia.
We don't have a young adult running around trying to fix shit.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and agree with that because that is accurate.
Mind you, there's an argument that mankind's entire history has been different flavors of dystopia, one after the other. It's not about the big overarching things. Don't worry about that stuff. Get your happiness in the little bits where you can, because that's the bit that makes it worth it.
I think my happiness will be Packard accidentally parachutes into the props of that helicopter.
I mean...
This one dude... Oh no! That poor man!
I mean, I do happen to enjoy RPG sniping. Just saying.
Oh, we have another message from Gummy. She said thank you for reaching out. She enjoyed the laugh.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give Ivan that.
If anyone deserves the credit for that, it would be Blue, because he's the one whose repeated messaging convinced me to go ahead and just message her about it.
No. I'm. Yes, you do get full props and credit for that. I'm talking about the theory that we just proved.
So
I'm the one who said 3 bears in a trench coat. Iden was the John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes, that's right.
Her responses have only reinforced my beliefs. Quite clearly, you have now
sounds like a
marked
prejudiced
yourself.
opinion.
Oh no! Clearly, you have now marked yourself for assimilation.
Yes.
This means we need to develop anti-doppelganger passwords. Wait, no, that won't work. Shit, because the thing takes the personality and memories too. Oh god, we're doomed.
I mean,
Well, what we could do is all run around with standard issue flamethrowers.
And the Flammenwerfers.
How did I know that was coming?
Because it loves the Flammen.
Okay. I'd like to switch to a different topic, so here we go. Since we live in a dystopia, let's live in another dystopia. You have to live in 40k. The only benefit you get is that you get to choose who you get to live as in 40k.
Pal.
What? What?
You heard me.
I'm not a 40k person, so you're gonna have to explain this to me.
The Tau get anime, Tau win.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Kiwi, just find a really good rock and live under it.
I don't know. Those rocks underneath them are Necrons.
Depends on how big the rock is and where.
Depends on if you can smell what the rock is cooking. Alright, are you watching this, Mr. Rail?
What nightmare fuel do you have now?
Oh, son of a bitch. I thought
Hey,
this
Breakdown, how you doing?
Breakdown returns.
If you're going to do the 40k thing, I gotta give some context for those who don't know. The Tau believe in for the greater good. They'll allow you to assimilate to their culture, but you're not technically an equal.
Yeah, but it's nicer propaganda than the Inquisition, so...
They won't outright shoot you and turn you into corpse starch. Yes, this is true. But you don't exactly get free will. To be fair, none of the races and none of the factions technically
Except
give
for
the
the
average
orcs.
person. Yeah, that's only chomp ya if you're weak. To be fair, I'm an orc player. I'm an orc guy. If I had to choose and got to choose, I would be an orc. Straight up, a 40k orc.
They
One to
seem
one.
like the happiest people.
They are. Get me into melee as fast as physically possible. And not even humanly possible. Because some orcs will take a literal rocket
and strap it to their ass.
In some cases, a literal ICBM.
Counterpoint, giant robot.
Counterpoint is valid.
I mean,
well, what are you going to do
orcs
against
also have giant
300,000
robots.
orcs throwing a literal asteroid in the shape of a fortress at you? You only need one fortress to make any kind of planetfall, and your entire planet is now permanently infested with an orc infestation. And the more orcs you kill, the faster the infestation spreads.
I don't understand that.
When an orc
They're
dies, they
fungus.
quite literally accumulate. And any spore that lands on anything else, organic or not, it'll grow into more orcs.
That seems
Which
like
is
a
why the
bullshit
correct way to deal with it is, and the correct way to deal with orcs is to kill them with fire, and then scorch the earth.
Scorch the entire planet they land on.
But
It
on
can't
pitch,
just be an
guys,
isolated burn, it has to be the entire surface of the planet. At one time. And that's the only way to guarantee the orcs will never regrow.
Or you could just, set up a measure of containment once you've killed off the main body of the orcs, and then just use the ferals that pop up as training
target
assistants.
practice.
Yeah, as training aids for your basic training.
And this is something that a lot of planets actually do.
They can't get rid of the orcs. Well, fuck it, we'll just use the orcs.
Precisely.
And whoever survives the basic training, because the orcs are still giant, massive tanks of pure muscle. Whoever survives the basic training now understands that you're going to face these, but en masse. On average.
Fucking brain damage.
Look, here's how you deal with an orc infestation. You terraform the planet into Arizona.
North Carolina would also be acceptable, because it is also extremely hot in North Carolina.
Ugh.
Oh
Shut
my
up,
God.
Breakdown. Don't remind me.
Do you know what you do? You throw the average Floridian at them.
That actually looks halfway decent and probably better meal than I'll have tonight.
Yep.
Years in the making.
Yes, thank you.
He is a
Kai.
proper whatever he is. He has a giant block of just cheese by itself.
Kiwi in the chat. One fresh hot Australia, please.
It will be a trifle.
Yeah, let's just ask Kai about all the things in his homeland that.
Does he have a revolver or a Mauser? I can't
No,
tell.
just watch.
Here's one for you. On the same topic of dystopias. All of a sudden, all tech disappears and we revert back to D&D type combat. Bullets are a finite. We can't produce them anymore, whoever, yada yada. Just magic time B1B bullshit.
Real
What
quick,
race would you like to shape into?
real quick, Gummy just counterpointed the John Carpenter's The Thing theory pretty hard. Diggs would have a lot less stressful life if she were capable of being assimilated.
Okay, so that just means then we've got the Thing and we've got some kind of eldritch entity living with it. She is the... Oh my god, she is the SCP project. The containment protocol is Gummy.
Okay, so is this the new working theory?
with recent input, maybe.
I have one for you. You are unfortunately, unknowing, a roommate of the Thing, and it finds out the same day that it moves in that it cannot assimilate you and decides to cohabitate.
Yeah!
But when at home, it reverts back to its blobus form.
I mean, if it can like do
So
more
long as it
chores
cleans
and
up.
house clean and shit like that, I'm okay with this.
As long as we still
Yes, but to
get the security
communicate with
deposit
you, it
back.
just summons random heads.
Hey, as long as we get the security deposit back after we're ready to move out.
Yeah.
No,
I
wait.
also have a counter retort.
I
You
have
can
an
never
idea.
bring friends home.
I've got it. He can assimilate the landlord, and thus we don't ever have to pay rent.
Actually, important question. Can they assimilate the trash?
This is something we haven't discussed. It can assimilate organic matter, however. Because it takes away a dog and a cow at some point.
At war, and they burn our homes.
Don't listen to him. We have to do
So
this.
it's implied at best it's an organic recycler.
See, my understanding is that it
Thanks are
assimilates living tissue.
You go into town, man. We'll
So,
serve
like,
'em up on
dead
a
animals,
plate.
it wouldn't necessarily assimilate out. Or
Not
it's gonna be a
willingly.
living thing.
It's the living matter is its first choice. Yes.
I'm heading into town.
Gummy has pled the fifth for the moment.
Yep.
I have one for you then. How do you convince your new Eldritch Abomination roommate to try your bratwurst?
Wait a minute, I've got it.
So
You have
all I'm
Cthulhu
saying
as a
is-
roommate. What do you do now?
There
I
is
mean,
a
don't wake them up.
no-kidding dating sim based on this premise.
Oh god, don't remind me of that.
There's a
Here's
dating
one-
sim for what now?
The dating Cthulhu. I got one for you. I got one for you. Cthulhu is a 9 to 5er. Cthulhu has a 9 to 5er, and he's a hobbyist. What hobby does he pick up?
Miniatures.
That's my argument. Because he knows everything. He can quite literally model or paint scheme anything. My personal belief, he is a fan of the cursed. He intentionally tries to paint his minis master grade, but each individual one is a new tier of cursed within the lore of its own universe.
I think that Cthulhu would just get really into sushi making.
I think
I can see
that's
this.
pretty fair.
I mean, the only creature that can speak to fish better than Cthulhu is fucking Aquaman, so...
I speak the language of the fish.
What'd you say about my mother?
Exactly.
I feel, since it has come up again, I feel the need to reiterate. Fuck the ocean. This is
And
why I like
sometimes
boats.
it happens
because
literally.
boats are the ultimate middle finger to the ocean.
You say that, but the ocean gets one over on boats pretty easily.
Well,
And
yeah, because,
regularly.
again, Mother Nature.
Well, yeah, you're gonna need a bigger boat. You know.
Mama Nature's a scary bitch.
Mother Nature hates.
There's Mother Nature, and then there's Father Ocean.
Check it off your bingo, kids, right? Bingo card, kids. Mother Nature is a bitch and deserves what she gets.
I thought the bingo card was motherfucker.
No, the bingo
There's
card
your
for
freebie,
shit
folks.
Rail says.
Oh yeah, there's also a bingo card for Drucker.
I mean, there is that.
For context, that was with the window up, so it's slightly muffled, but it also sits underneath my seat. So when I hit the horn, I can feel it vibrate the literal floorboards.
I thought the muffler was supposed to be like on the back or on the
Okay.
side, not in your window.
If it's underneath your seat, the lady truckers must have a nice time.
It vibrates the floorboards. The road vibrates the seats.
Again, why is your muffler attached to your window? I need context.
It's not on the window, it's underneath the cab. Modern, round-nosed trucks always bolt the horn underneath the cab.
But if it's not attached to the window, why does adjusting the window change how it's muffled?
Because when you pull the window down, you let in more air and road noise.
Trucker physics.
Indeed.
The
This
horn
has
is still
been
loud no
physics
matter
with the
what.
truck.
There's just more installation. I'm sorry. There's just more installation in the door panel and in the floorboard. Especially in the damn cold.
I could never be a trucker. I would get ran off the road for blasting rubber duck over the CB all the time.
Shit. I still want a second air horn so I can play the tune from Mario.
No, you need La Cucaracha.
Fuck that!
Hey, come on, guys.
I'd
You
have
gotta
the
go with
Dukes of
plastic.
Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard.
I
What
would
do you
have the Dukes of Hazzard. The minute I get the chance to do an upgrade, it's a Dukes of Hazzard air horn.
No, La Cucaracha.
So important questions. If you
No!
have the RPG in the back of this
Caucasian for
pickup truck, is it technically a technical?
I mean, you could argue this is
It's
the
not
Hilux.
mounted.
Weapon mount.
It's not
Any
mounted.
mounted weapon system makes it a technical.
I mean, you've mounted the truck. Does that count?
So
No, the
what this
person does
means-
not count as a mounting system.
Yes, he does.
No, 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 no.
Mario
Yes,
is a
he does.
complete weapons system.
I
So
sexually
the way it
identify
counts
as a
as a
mounting
technical, guys.
system.
guys, bear with me. The way it counts as a technical is if he were to actually use those fancy little frickin' grapples and links that he's got and chain himself to the truck bed.
Yeah.
At which point he would absolutely now become the emplacement mounted on the truck. It's a technical.
Okay.
By
Yeah.
technicality.
Yes.
It's technically a technical.
By technicality.
Which one is this? Oh, that's the airship.
I still say the best weapon system that ever mounts onto a technical, regardless of the fact that it makes it a one-shot, is the rocket pod from behind. Once you
I don't
fire
know.
this, you better not be inside the vehicle because the vehicle will burn to the ground.
Nothing's perfect.
I'm a fan of the railgun from Halo.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
I prefer that as a portable option, personally.
I wish you could make it a portable option.
It is. Didn't you watch us play Cursed Halo?
I did not watch you play Cursed Halo.
Oh
Well, I
my-
watched a little... Correction, I watched a little bit of Cursed Halo, but I was also doing things, so I couldn't really properly pay attention.
Okay, you need to pay attention next time.
I do tend to pull up the streams and then mute them while I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, Cursed Halo was
Rude.
far better than I had anticipated it would be.
Y'all need to play Desert Bus, or no, I'm sorry, Desert Warthog. For those who don't know, it is a version of Desert Bus, which is literally 8 hours of straight line driving.
Oh god, that thing.
From the NES.
Yep.
And if you go beyond the lines, it resets it.
Ugh.
Why?
Also,
There's
yeah, no,
That sounds
there was a
horrible.
gentleman. Yeah, there was a gentleman who made a capture the flag version of this, and I believe Halo 2. He also made a wide boy, a tall boy, basically a limo and another one. He shrunk it down to basically the shape of a 4-wheel drive, and he made it capture the flag, and it took, what, 3 to 4 hours to get from one end to the other? Oh, then there was the cursed one. Max volume music, and there is no adjustment on the button. It was also bright as purple.
Ugh. But no, actually thinking about it, yeah, I was definitely there for at least part of the Cursed Halo game because I hopped in chat and I was like, "Coolest Halo."
Yeah.
Ooh woo launcher.
I think my favorite part of that was getting
It's
the
a
vehicles
rocket
to go in
launcher.
places that they should not have been in. Okay, here we go. You ready, Aiden?
Oh boy. Hang on.
Eat thyself upon the enemy.
I'm sorry, but I have a whole bunch of guns. I can't eat myself anywhere.
Let's see how close we
If
can
he
get.
tries, he'll break both his legs as soon as he lands.
My legs!
My
Need to add that to the list of if I get a soundboard, the things that will be on the soundboard. Is the classic SpongeBob my legs.
Not too soon.
I thought it was, my name's Patrick.
Oh,
No.
there we go.
Bonk.
If that had killed
It's
you, it would have
a
been
wrap.
hilarious.
No, you can get increased.
Cranial strength.
Yes, literally increased cranial strength. It's like called impact damage or something like that.
If there's
Says you're
only
giving
one
yourself
thing,
more brain damage than Link.
I calculate the wires.
I can't wait
If
to
there's
bomb
only-
the dongos.
There is a power node for General Di Ravello's FOW. Destroy
You-
it and we
did-
should
If
be able to
there's-
shut down the
Did you
weapon.
get that?
It will be my pleasure.
Did I get what?
I can't wait to bomb the dongos. You don't get it.
I don't
God.
get it.
I don't get it.
It's it was an old something awful thing.
I actually zoned out actually reading the text for the cutscene, and then only heard I can't wait to bomb the dongos, and now all I can think is, God damn it, I can't wait till Tears of the Kingdom comes out.
so
Life is
if there's
hard.
one thing I would add to this game, be a mod or whatever, if you fail on a zipline detachment, you'll occasionally flatline into a wall or an object you're zipping against, like a Looney Tune.
Destroying the command nodes will disable missiles protecting
Well,
Himalaya.
speaking of revolutionary spirit,
Be able to access
who
base
wants
in
to
half minute
hear
with
my
combo.
alternate history that I have written thus far?
Oh God.
What?
That entirely depends on how long it is. I am interested, but also worried.
I will read it out loud if you really want me to. Because it is kind of long. It is like 1.5 Discord posts.
I would say
Oh
maybe
God, that's
save
over.
it if you can. Zazzy has a world building stream. That might be perfect to save it for that.
Moment, Rico. We'll hack
That is
into the
3,500 characters, including spaces.
Follow those pipes, Rico.
Mm-hmm. It's long.
I know this.
Bit long for
I know
general
this.
conversation, but there is a place for it. Talk to Zazzy.
I know this specifically because it takes 3.5 posts to put up binary rickrolls in its entirety.
Tiger, we are not or correction. I refuse to play Wand of Gamelon. I refuse to play any of the CD games. Or whatever they're called. No. None of that.
CD Projekt Red?
No, the CD Zelda games.
The CDI, the Philips CDI games.
Yeah, the CDI games. They are they're horrible. Just straight up horrible.
Are we talking like the Game Boy series of Zelda games?
No,
the
no,
laser
no,
discs.
no. Yeah, these were these were on the Philips CDI, and they were very bad.
Oh,
Luke, my
those.
boy.
Yeah, during the era of the TV show.
Well, excuse me, princess.
I'm pretty sure the Excuse Me Princess was from the actual TV show, which
It
is
was.
equally terrible, but
It was.
well, no, not equally terrible. The CDI games were worse.
Arguably on par.
No, definitely worse. Definitely worse. Zelda has a weird history. A lot of Nintendo stuff has a weird history because there was a period in time where Nintendo let people do all kinds of wackadoo stuff with their IPs, which probably is what influences them not letting anybody touch it nowadays.
Yeah.
Because a couple people ruined it for everyone else
Like
by
that-
making garbage.
Like that.
The 1990s Mario movie.
Hey. You shut your mouth.
The
Yeah,
live
don't shit on my
action
childhood
Mario
there, man.
TV show,
You
which
shut
I
your
argue
mouth.
was actually a good show.
Dude,
Bob Hoskins was
the Mario.
the best Mario.
Super Mario Super Show was glorious and always made me hungry for Italian food when I watched it as an adult.
Didn't that guy, like, die of a cocaine overdose?
No, Bob Hoskins died of old age.
Oh, okay. I
And
swore
also-
cocaine was involved somewhere.
No,
On
also
that note, has anybody here actually seen the Mario movie yet?
I have not.
No,
With the animated one?
I've heard it's
The new
actually
one.
decent.
What I've
Despite-
heard is that if you are a Nintendo fan, it's a pretty good movie. If you are not a Nintendo fan, like critics have been canning it because they are apparently expecting Mario Citizen Kane.
Well, that's because critics don't know when to shut the fuck up, turn their brain off, and watch a movie.
Didn't we talk about this earlier?
Parts.
I believe we did.
We at Gurren Lagann, where not only is it a thoughtful show when you think about it, but one of the lessons of the show is also just turn your brain off sometimes. That and when life gives you lemons, throw hands.
Yeah. No. It's the movie about constant robot evolutions. One robot smashes another robot's face and consumes it in another fight.
I will actually state, if you want to hear a thoughtful and actually well-worded thing on why Gurren Lagann is worth a watch, check out Bread Sword's video on it. Also be prepared to cry, because oh god, it's an emotional video.
I mean,
it's also an emotional show. The ending brought me to tears a little bit.
I know. There's specific reasons why that particular video is emotional and got me right in the feels. Bread Sword actually makes a couple of really good things. I really like his.
Nice hit.
What is the name of it? He did a video on Treasure Planet. He also did a video on the Disney Black Cauldron. The Treasure Planet, not Treasure Island, Treasure Planet.
I know, which one? The Disney one? Or
the Disney one
from Bulgaria that is just... Ugh.
Oh god, I forgot about the one from Bulgaria until just now. And I've watched that. Oh god.
Can someone please hand me the 96 and 15/16 out of my toolbox? For context, go look at the group chat in here.
I'll group your chat.
Kai, Treasure Planet is a great movie. Treasure Planet is definitely one of those movies that Disney execs kneecapped on purpose. Because Disney execs kneecap a lot of stuff on purpose. Cough, cough, Owl House.
Why did they do that?
Because it hit some arbitrary number in the series of number of episodes.
No, we don't know entirely for 100% sure, but there's pretty solid proof that the reason that Disney canceled Owl House was because one specific exec had a problem with two girls kissing.
Oh, scandalous.
Coward.
We're not going to go more into it. In fact, you can actually watch the final season, third season, is 3 extra long episodes, essentially 3 short movies. Oh god. I was fighting back tears of both the sad tears for certain parts and also the happy tears. Just after watching the whole series, like, it hits an emotional chord real well. It's so good. It did not deserve to be canceled. Fuck you, Disney execs. Specifically Disney execs. There's a lot of good Disney artists.
I'm forever pissed at Disney for what they did to Star Wars.
Same.
No. You don't jettison 30 years of books, games, comics, all other kinds of stuff.
Well, they wanted to do their own thing without having to go and reference, 30 years of canon.
Yeah, don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no. My problem... See, I like the new trilogy, so... I understand there's there are problems with the new trilogy, but I'm of the opinion that if you don't like the new trilogy just because they decided they wanted to scrap the all the the Legends stuff, that's a bad take, bro. That's a bad take.
Nope.
I understand loving that stuff, but there's also a lot of cringe stuff in the Star Wars Legends stuff.
Sure there is.
And frankly, I'll be honest, I like Ben Solo more in the new trilogy than I do in the Legends version of him.
I think we discussed this earlier.
Ben. Yeah.
It's
the
okay.
breakdown knows nothing of Ben Solo in Legends.
Also, having to shoe in, Luke has to have a significant other and has to have a kid to continue it. That and lightsaber whips. God.
There was some weird shit.
There's always, and this is my shtick with it. It doesn't really invalidate Legends. You basically just had. Actually, here's the thing. this is also coming from the perspective of liking anime. And Japanese media in general tends to have a much more gray concept with canon. Prime example of this is actually Gundam, and I told you it was coming last week. The Gundam rant is here. So Gundam actually has essentially white canon and gray canon. White canon is anything in the movies. Gray canon, sorry, not the movies, in the TV show. Gray canon is anything that's not in the TV show, but isn't explicitly countered by stuff in the TV show. So if the TV show doesn't say it doesn't exist, then it's canon until the TV show says otherwise. This gets screwy when you get to the movies, because the movies explicitly change the ending of Zeta Gundam to the point that the Double Zeta cannot exist in the setting of the Zeta movie, which is still supposed to be the same plot as the Zeta series. And rather than being like, oh, I hate that they ruined canon like this, their reaction is just, okay, these are two separate timelines of the same universe, we're good.
Yeah, no. Just no.
Here's one for you. Imagine if the tall geese got shrunk for some reason because it, improvements in technology, and it turns into nothing more than an SD Gundam.
Beautiful. But no, I will state, Star Wars is a movie, is a series as a whole. It's a franchise that you should be turning your brain off for. It has a built-in Deus Ex Machina in the Force.
Yeah, they pretty much blew it the fuck up as a concept plot thing in the most recent movies. In addition, come on, nobody cares
not
about
even in the
refueling.
most recent movies, dude. Even with the original movies, the Force has always had non-specific rules. It does what it needs to for the services of the plot, and every movie adds something new the Force can do. We didn't think the Force can make you shoot lightning? What? That is nowhere near any of the other powers associated with the Force. And then it comes along and, oh, Force lightning's a thing. And everybody's just like, cool, Force lightning's a thing. Unlimited power!
Here's one for you. Technically, new type Gundam pilots are Force wielders.
Arguably, yeah. Well, it technically works somewhat different, but yeah, that's a valid assessment.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to shoot the French.
Okay.
This is a valid statement for Gundam. This is a valid statement for Gundam.
That escalated.
Not really. Not really. If you think about it, G Gundam. That's a valid statement.
Oh, the Noble Gundam is such a tarot. It's a terrible design within the concept of that, because it would be a great Gundam design in any other Gundam series. But funnels don't work in the Super Robot Gundam series, because that's what it is. It is Gundam but super robots. Also Tournament Arc.
Okay, so...
Excuse me. I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
Gundam is OP as shit. Starts out as a gunslinger at range, and then walks straight into your face and deploys boxing gloves.
So one moment,
real quick,
you're going to notice that I'm supposed to use a sniper rifle for this challenge.
Chopper. Chopper's a sniper rifle.
It is.
But
technically, dropping a chopper on the target still kills the target with a bullet.
As an anime fan on the internet, I am required to say to correct myself in pronunciation. Tournament Arc! Oh god, Calvin.
Ski Gundam!
You okay?
Fight!
I have no idea what's going on, but it sounds cursed.
That is
I oversold it.
I hurt
my throat. Ow. Be right back.
You did this to yourself.
Don't be no Kaiji. Nothing I said was incorrect.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I have to like it.
Oh, hello, Dragon Axe.
Cursing people with proper use of honorifics and just other cursing shit. Oh, that's great. For those who don't know, the honorific son, or SAN, is used to address someone as Mr. or Miss.
I don't think that most of the people watching this would know that.
There's usually one or two who don't understand you use the word son after the name in Japanese, and then before the name in American.
Alright. Now that I'm done shooting the French, I have to go invade Antarctica. It's filled with lizard people.
Context?
You and your hobbies.
Second verse, same as the first. Kill them like the rest.
The context is Warhammer 40,000. Or, not 40,000, Warhammer Fantasy.
You were right both times.
There are lizards in Antarctica. There are also demons, particularly of the Tzeentch variety.
Don't forget about the... what was that specific cult? Gene Sealer cults on Terra.
Wrong franchise in this instance.
I have no idea what any of you are talking about.
That's okay. I don't think any of us know what we're talking about either.
I stopped caring and started cursing about an hour ago.
Yeah, Gundam is not my thing.
Are you able to watch Star Trek?
Yes.
Do you turn your brain on or off in Star Trek?
On.
You should turn it off more often. It's a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah. What I'm doing right now is what I do to turn my brain off. I'm just running around, face planting, blowing shit up. This is turning my brain off kind of stuff. Star Trek for me is more of a cerebral activity.
What's your favorite franchise in the series, and what's your least favorite?
I would...
Movies count.
I mean, truthfully, I only watched the original series and TNG. I didn't watch any of the others.
You missed out on a couple of good ones. You did not miss out on Voyager, and you actually are better off now that you skipped it.
It just... I guess I was more of a Star Wars kind of person than a Star Trek, but I definitely appreciate Star Trek.
I watch both equally, and I shut my brain off for Star Wars. Depending on the franchise of Star Trek, I still turn it off. DS9, let it ride. Don't even think about it, just let it ride.
I return with tea and a slightly less scratched throat.
Hello.
Hello. Well, at least a couple of you know of finding friends in stupid places, and they're getting to know the Union.
Okay, so real quick, to get it out of my head, my point of my whole little rant was you're thinking about Star Wars too much. You're overthinking it, bro.
Star Trek and Star Wars both represent different things to me.
Yeah, no, Star Trek, they are very much... They are not really comparable. It's an apples to oranges thing. They're both sci-fi, but they're both arguably Star Wars is more fantasy than sci-fi.
Right.
It's fantasy with sci-fi trappings, while Star Trek is harder sci-fi.
So here's what it represents to me. Star Wars represents man's ability to dream about things that are like impossible and never will be. Star Trek represents our ability to hope for things that may potentially be, that are not completely and utterly outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
And that's
I'd actually put it more, the better thing is that Star Wars is that dream to be able to fight the power. And Star Trek is that wants to go out and explore.
Explore with big guns and an air horn.
I mean, depending on where you're exploring, you should arguably carry a gun, or at least bear spray. Bear spray, most places, if you're
you have to be carrying a gun.
That depends on the type of bear. Polar bears, absolutely. Biggest gun you can carry, please, for your own safety.
As a Canadian, I can attest to that. That in some areas of like northwestern Canada, you're
Do they waive the
required.
gun laws so that way you can actually, you know, defend yourself against the wildlife?
No, they require that you leave your car unlocked so that people can get in it if they need to.
Can I speak as someone that actually lives in the country?
No, Canada's fake.
Right?
No,
Please speak about Canada, damn it, before people get mad.
Blue, yeah, bear spray. You might encounter 3 full-grown bears in a trench coat.
I thought it was
Anyway.
5 teddy bears and a dress with an RPG.
Gordon, please, do the thing before we get interrupted for a 5th time.
Yes, go ahead, Gordon, sorry.
Be advised that chopper support is approaching.
What I was trying to say before I got fucking interrupted was that, yes, in some areas like the Yukon and other northwestern territories in Canada, there are areas where you are legally required to own guns of certain calibers to deal with bears, on top of the, like, leaving your car unlocked and that sort of thing. But here's the thing with that. Legally speaking, you're not required to have your car unlocked, but it is considered more or less common courtesy, because that can also be one of the safest places to be if you do get pursued by a bear and you don't happen to have your gun on you at the time.
Well, there is a city, I do not know which one it is, but there is a law against locking your car.
There are also, not even just bears, there are a lot of rural areas.
Gordon, I have a question. Do they waive the standard Canadian gun laws so that way you have easier access to firearms in those regions? Since they are legally required after.
But depends on the kind of gun we're talking, because the exact restrictions can be kind of a bit screwy at times. The wording itself is relatively clear. In this case, due to from what I can tell, from looking on like the government websites regarding the matter, if it's something like a hunting rifle, that kind of stuff, like bolt action or similar, yeah, you can get a lot larger calibers than you normally would up there, but the faster firing rate stuff is still pretty much fair for both tanks.
Right, because I thought like something semi-automatic would really help against, you know, fucking bears.
Yeah. That's actually done in more than just bear country. A lot of rural areas where there are things like wild hogs will relieve some gun laws in order for people to have things to deal with hogs and other such animals that will ruin your day if you do not.
Yeah, I can say that out in the like more rural area where my grandparents live and all that, there are a number of farmers that own like some larger gauge shotguns for, quote, dealing with hogs or other similarly dangerous pets, unquote.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's the actual reason is none of my business.
It is an entirely valid reason. Like, that's an entirely valid worry. It's also just something, like, in general that you'd want to have. You are a lot farther away from any sort of emergency services. It's actually one of the reasons I would never want to live in a rural area, is less because of that and more because of access to emergency health care.
Wait a minute. I just realized in my game here, I am accidentally the British. I have Margaret Nutt. I have a captain named Margaret Thatch invading, effectively, the Falklands. I have accidentally the British.
On top of that, you're shooting French.
Yeah.
Look,
well, no,
above all other laws in the British Empire, above all laws of Parliament, all edicts of the King, and even the laws of Moses himself, there are 2 rules that control the British monarchy. Stick it to the French, and stick it to the Habsburgs.
What about the mandatory tea consumption?
I mean, that's just British in general. Also, tea is entirely valid.
Speaking as an American,
I literally have...
Who was it that conquered most of South America? I can't remember.
Cthulhu.
That would probably be Spain. Because
Okay.
Brazil, in particular, no, Brazil was Portuguese, wasn't it? Not
Yes,
Spain.
Brazil was Portuguese.
Yeah, because I am currently conquering the quote-unquote Brazilian portion of Lustria.
So, Shirno, as much as that is amusing, I'm gonna pull the streamer card here and say let's not talk about multiple games at the same time because it's
okay.
Kind of confusing.
Apologies.
It's all right.
I'm just kind of bored, but yeah, if you want to stop.
No, it's
talking
all right.
about that. I'm not gonna.
Yep. But no. Speaking of that, though, because I know enough about many things to anger people who actually know about the things.
Yeah, I know. You've told us that, and you enjoy like pushing buttons and things.
Very much so. So, Portugal, you mean lesser Spain?
Let's see what you got. Impress me.
I know
Almost
things
Spain.
and drank beer.
Do you want
I
to
know
start a
things.
fight, good sir?
Because that's how you start a fight.
And the Portuguese viewers just all unfollowed. All one of them.
The American soccer team is better than your football team. I know what I said.
Yay, sports.
Yeah.
That's.
I do actually
I know
like
more
playing
about
sports. I
guns
just
than
don't care for
sports.
watching them.
Same! Oh god, same! I won't sit still for 5 minutes. You put me in the field, I'll be there all day. Even if I suck.
Though actually thinking of stuff like that, I wish that I had had the perspective on wrestling that I do now, because now, I haven't been into wrestling for so long that it's extremely intimidating to get into wrestling. It's like being an anime fan and wanting to watch One Piece, but oh god, there's so many episodes. Oh god, there's so much history to wrestling.
Yeah, I
Oh,
lost
there
my
is.
interest in One Piece like 10 years ago.
Mind you, I have read all of One Piece. I do not suggest watching all of One Piece. Read all of One Piece and then just start watching the show from when you catch up.
Aren't there like 1,000 episodes or whatever of the?
Pulling it up. There are currently
6,985 pages of One Piece.
Jesus God.
There are too many. Just
There are.
too fucking many.
To
One
be
they
fair,
still
that
haven't
was a
talked about
number
the
I
One
made
Piece.
up. That was
One
a number
Piece
I
is
made up.
currently on episode 1057. It's also got quite a few movies in the teens, and most of them are actually good. The chapter just came out yesterday on the online thing, is currently on chapter 1080.
That's a lot.
Oh, looks like you don't want me.
It is a lot. It is worth it. Like, One Piece is 100% deserves the hype it gets. If there's any one series in, I'd actually say all of fiction, but at the very least all of anime, that deserves the hype it gets of, oh my god, you need to read this, it would be One Piece.
Wrecker, I'm gonna correct myself because I actually looked it up and it's so much worse.
What?
There are a grand total of 21,450 pages to date as of September 19th, 2022. Converting that further, that's roughly 37 pounds and 0.6 ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a long, long series, and oh god, Oda is like the god king of world building. Like, oh god, like there are things from the very, very beginning that didn't pay off until like 800 chapters in.
That sounds
So
like a lot of effort.
imagine something from issue 1 of Superman not paying off until issue 800 of Superman. That's roughly comparable.
That's absurdity.
By the time usually 800 of Superman happens, they're already working on a reboot.
Yeah, and it's small little things.
Shit, I think they're on reboots usually in the 400s, if not less.
Yeah. One Piece doesn't. So part of the reason One Piece works is because the way its arcs are structured. Because it's more of an adventure series than a pure fighting series. It has fighting aspects to it, but its real advantage is in the adventure. And because he can just, every time he finishes an island, he can do something completely new with the next island. So this island,
isn't it, like, effectively a D&D campaign?
I mean, basically, yeah. This island is a ship that's this restaurant ship that's full of combat chefs. This island is an island
remember that one.
where
That
the Lord imprisoned all of the doctors and monopolized healthcare.
That sounds oddly specific.
Actually, that's where the reindeer joins them as their doctor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chopper's
I forgot about the backstory of the island.
And to be fair, again, this is another one of those things that I really know nothing about.
Yeah.
With that many episodes, they probably have covered rather large handful of topics.
Oh, so many topics. I mean, as shown above, like that healthcare one is just. I use that as an example just for how wide a range of topics that this series can cover, because it's just that's going to stick in your brain that I worded it like that. Like, wait, what?
Well, let's not forget the fact that you pick up Usopp on an island where he constantly boasts and makes up stories, and ends up becoming quote-unquote the master gunner, who can square off against threats that are equal in importance as the rest of the crew. Even though he does not increase his physical power at all,
no, he does.
He relies more on a gadget guy.
No, Usopp is actually buff and strong as hell. The thing is, he's compared to Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro, and later the whale guy whose name I can't remember right now.
Don't forget the robot guy.
The robot guy is actually more of a technician than Usopp is. Usopp is very much a sniper and is somewhat a technician, but is also just inventive. He has an interesting way of solving problems that allows him to solve problems that no one else in the crew could. And he is actually strong as far as the series is concerned overall, but all his friends are straight up fucking monsters.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I might be out of date at this point because I'm well behind. But he's the only one of the crew who doesn't eventually get his own fruit.
Yeah.
That's not the navigator.
No. Zoro does not have a fruit. Sanji does not have a fruit. Usopp doesn't have a fruit. Nami doesn't have a fruit. Robin does. Brook does. Luffy does. Chopper does. And the whale shark does not have a fruit either.
Was Chopper originally a deer or a human?
Chopper was originally a deer who ate the human fruit.
Oh yeah.
I have
I was wondering.
Going on right now.
Okay. So devil fruits are this thing in
he
One
had a
Piece.
human that got the deer fruit, which would have been even funnier.
If you eat a devil fruit, you can no longer swim. Basically, if you touch seawater, it completely drains all of your energy, and you basically can't move, and so you will sink like a rock and die.
That sounds suboptimal.
Here's the thing.
Actually, says the entire franchise takes place around a boat on water.
Yeah, it's all islands. But the power you get in exchange for this can be straight up ridiculous. There's one power that is, oh god. I'm trying to remember what the term
that
for
you have to be submerged in water, or could you just have water splashed on you?
Submerged is more effective, but water splashed on you will work. There's also a sea stone that if you're putting handcuffs on it, it negates your powers. But powers go up to stuff like Whitebeard, who, if I can find his damn devil fruit in the wiki, because I don't remember the name of it.
I know one of them basically is a dragon at this point, like a literal dragon.
Yes, there's actually different kinds of dragons, but yeah, it White Beers is allows him to control shockwaves, and he can use this to straight up just flip an island over.
Let us all keep fighting.
Talking about flipping the board.
There's
Yeah,
another
talk
guy
about-
who has an ice fruit who doesn't have to fear the ocean because he just freezes it and then rides across on a bicycle.
Oh yeah, I believe this guy works for the Navy.
He did. He does not work for the Navy anymore.
Guys,
Yeah.
Dragon Axe's stream is scheduled to start in like 6 minutes.
Oh no!
Oh, is there somebody else on Monday nights now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we check the schedule?
No.
Yep.
I
Forgot
did
to
not
check
know
the
that
schedule.
I apologize for hijacking the stream, everybody, and talking about this one arbitrary topic.
I mean, if anything, I've hijacked the stream way more than anyone else has.
It's the Ox. It's all good. We're a bunch of fucking...
I try not to.
Once again, anime was brought up, and it awoke something in me.
Yes, it does.
It ooh-wooed that ooh-woo part of your brain.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of it is I enjoy explaining tropes and why... You all know what I'm about.
Yes, we do know what you're about.
If
And
you
it's
talk
all good.
about cars, guns, or anime, and I can occasionally not shut up.
Oh, and a Dragon Axe has arrived.
All right.
Hey, Dragon, we're shutting down.
Yeah, we're shutting down. All right.
Alright.
Let's
hop on out of here.
go ahead and...
See y'all later.
All right.
Have a beautiful time.
All right, guys. Thank you for everybody who joined. We will be doing our next stream here shortly. And I will talk to y'all later. Stick around for the next one. See you soon.